Jack Black, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Always funny, always upbeat, always in a good mood. And he lived up to all that today.
Yes, and we happened to, in this particular case, interview him on the Monday after he hosted this banging episode on SNL. And then his movie Minecraft also was
same weekend,
gigantic smash. So he was in a really good mood. He may be kind of in the legendary category because he's been around long enough, but couldn't be nicer, funny. It was just a easy conversation to have with the great Jack Black.
Yeah, fun comedian. I see him out and about sometimes. Always seems up for chatting and laughing and just cracking up. And he's just out there doing whatever it takes and just always goofy on these press things. And everyone likes to be around him all the way back from School of Rock. Just we went over a lot of his stuff and then just basically cracked up.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the one and only Jack Black. Do you know how difficult it is to get a jean jacket that really works?
In this day and age?
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Because it'll be too big, too small. So I was at Metaphorical Cigar, New York Magazine photo shoot. They go, here, try this jean jacket. So I said, well, this looks like a good jean. So I walked off with it, and then they found me. And I said, okay, I mean, is it okay if I'll pay you. But then they came back 20 minutes later and said, you can keep it, $95.
Wow. And how much for the glasses, the string that holds your glasses on your head?
These
gotta get me one of those.
These are 175s. I'm supposed to go to 2s.
Oh, yeah.
What are you at for up close vision?
I am prescription, so I don't even know what they're doing. It's like one eye is probably different than the other. Up top is just like normal. Down here's for reading. In the sunlight, it turns into sunglasses. These things are like supercharged.
Where do you go? I need all that. I'm just too lazy.
I go.
That's where the money's going.
I go. Yep. All of my money goes to my optometrist. I go on Larchmont Optometrics.
Nice. I used to live in near Larchmont.
Great group of ladies over there. Nice. It's all ladies at my
I don't know what
Jack doesn't even know we
last
started.
Weekend. I was kind of out of town. I'm not good at research, but I heard there's something. A couple things happen.
I did a little indie film called Minecraft.
How did that do?
According to reports, it's gone bonkers. And the kids are going in there and just like throwing popcorn and just losing their minds.
I know.
It's like
I've heard about this chaos.
It looks kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like there's a lot of participation. Mm-hmm. These kids they come in already knowing the dialogue because of the memes.
Mm. Oh, you have to say it that way.
Is that why?
It's the memes.
Why? I was thinking, did you see this coming, or?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little surprised. I mean, I loved it. I saw it a couple weeks before it came out, and I was like, "Look, I like it, but what the hell do I know? I don't know. Hopefully, people will like it.
Yeah,
I like stuff, and then it comes out, and the reviews are just garbage, and I'm like, what? And actually, the reviews were kind of mixed on this one, but it didn't seem to matter because the kids have spoken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They come to party.
Get them hooked in, and now there's a trick and a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
that's the best.
But then there's also a weird backlash where some of the theaters. This is just news I'm getting from TikTok, so I don't know if this is true either.
I'm just getting bits and pieces.
TikTok, it is true. Come on.
It's gonna be where there's talk of illegalizing the movie because kids are going too bananas throwing popcorn, and if they don't stop throwing popcorn, the movie will be illegal.
Popcorn. There's an S in there, isn't it? Popcorn. Popcorn.
That's what the theater owner said. So
listen,
I think it's good though.
Should it be illegal? This is a question everyone's been asking lately about this movie.
It's controversial.
Is it because the chicken comes in?
The chicken comes in. I don't think that's controversial. Nothing we do in the movie is controversial, but the effect it's having on the youth of the nation is, it's creating concern. It's like we don't want that kind of rowdy behavior. We can't condone that kind of bedlam.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's so hard to get butts in seats nowadays.
Yeah.
Just hire someone else, another popcorn scooper.
I'm going to do a prediction that this thing's going to have a lot of multiple viewings. It's not going to be seen anytime soon on, Amazon.
Right.
You can rent it for $4.95 or buy it for $300.
Oh wait, does it go somewhere after this? Because a lot of movies sometimes go
keep
to
it in the theaters, man. That's my.
Is it theaters?
It's theaters only right now. I actually don't know what the plan is. Where it goes after that for the secondary, and it's kind of cool that there's no plan in place. Whatever you call it.
Secondary lingo.
168 million. I'm just curious about this, like Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Jared here.
Yeah.
So what went right, and how could this movie have gone wrong? And what were the choices it made besides casting you as the lead? That was good, from what I understand. I'm going to see it tomorrow. There's people who really want to see it. They don't even know I'm talking to you right now.
I would say it's more like co-leads. It's me and Jason Momoa. It's a 1-2 punch.
Okay.
We spend the first half of the movie being rivals, and it's a little bit of a competition for alpha dominance, and then over the course
and you are competing with him.
That's where we flip the script, because this time I'm the one who's
that dude,
the badass. I'm the one with all the fighting skills, and he's the pretty face who's really actually terrified of this world. But
he looks funny in that.
Did you guys have an enthusiasm off or any during lunch and stuff? Because
enthusiasm off.
I mean,
I like
he
him
is
I saw him at the 50th.
The time I met him,
he's a fun dude.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of a competition for who brought the most enthusiasm energy. We did. It was never spoken. We never said, "Hey, may the best enthusiasm win." But he would come in with a lot of noise and energy. With his motorcycle
noise. Oh, he brings a motorcycle. That's like cheating.
Yes, and you would hear like he has a band, and they would be jamming in his trailer, very loud, right out of the gate. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I got my little boombox Bluetooth speaker, and I'd come in blazing whatever jam I thought was the right one for the day. So we were, we were battling for the hearts and minds of that crew.
Yeah, music too. He shouldn't mess with that. You know what you're doing.
Well, we joined forces. We did a little jamming together. We're kind of simpatico. That's why I wanted to work with him, because I felt like we're gonna be two peas in a pod. He likes the same kind of music I like, and he's got a similar energy, even though he's a foot taller and all muscle, and women come running from the four corners of the earth to
falling from the sky
just to get a whiff of this guy. That's a little different than my clientele, but we still
know.
You do fine.
There was some sexual energy. I mean, we can bounce around between the two,
between you and the chicken jockey.
The 10 poles of the. I'm going to call it Jack Black April, or maybe contact my congressman or something. There should be some national creed, because first of all, I have two questions. One is, what happened 20 years ago? Because you came out and it exploded, and I want to go over the show and what it was. It was exceptional. So first of all, what happened 20 years ago? Because I did one that kind of sucked, and I could just say it. In 2010, it just tilted wrong, and it was, I was pushing, and it just wasn't good. So I haven't been asked back. But what happened to you? How is Jack Black not? How do they go 2 decades without you on that show?
You're saying on SNL?
Yeah, 20 years ago he hosted, and then so.
I don't remember you having a bad day on SNL.
Exactly.
But I do remember seeing lots of great performers have a bad night on SNL, because it's just part of it's the nature of the beast, right? It's a high wire act. It shouldn't work. It's like they put it, and it's terrifying, because it's like, wait, we're held together with Scotch tape, and that's kind of the fun, is you get to see a potential belly flop, because it's live. There's no second takes. And you almost watching it, you kind of want to see some mistakes because there's nothing else like
the
it.
funnest part. Oh,
What
you
else
had
you-
mistakes.
I had mistakes, and
You had there's someone yelled from the crowd. That's not a mistake, but that's
not a
fun. That's
mistake.
definitely
I liked
fun
your
for
leap
the
off
audience.
the stage in the monologue because I said that guy got vertical, and I was never afraid for you physically. Because I almost killed myself many times in that place. You know,
I have some training. A lot of people don't know this, but I trained judo for a few years in my teens. So the first thing they teach you in judo is how to dive roll. It's like a little mini tiger roll, and it's been part of
you
my
did that.
on stage, bag of tricks for
And Kung Fu
ever
Panda
since.
too.
Well, a little animated. People don't know I was doing the tiger roll in the recording booth. No,
Mhm.
but
I thought you had the little green dots on you, and that was really you, like you're running around.
I had fun with that opening monologue. I did a little rocking, a little diving and rolling. But if I'm honest with you, I was struggling with the cardio because I made the choice to run up those stairs.
Yeah.
That wasn't actually my idea. That was more of a John Higgins idea. You know, Steve Higgins' son works on the show now.
Yeah.
And he's great. He's hilarious.
Mhm.
And he and his partners in Please Don't Destroy, they're like the new guys that make the hilarious music videos and videos every week. They were like shepherding me with my monologue section, and they thought it would be a great idea to run up into the audience and like have a marching band up there and then run down the other side of the stairs. And I got a little winded. So the main thing was just hold my wind
Because you had a
together.
whole show after that.
Did you have any rest in that? Because did you when you knew you were going back down the stage, you get a little bit of a rest? Because I was thinking about that. And it can happen. But when you said we got a great show, the flag never touched the ground. You weren't like, we got a great show. So I was impressed, and I wanted to ask you about that fitness and some of the leg kicks and the little dancing. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah, I didn't. I could have used a little more training leading up to it. Maybe I should have done the Ozempic or something to drop a few lbs. That would have helped. But I just remember when Chris Farley would do his physical shit, he did stuff way more extreme. He'd be running like a wind sprint down the Letterman thing and lifting up people and throwing people. And he got winded and sweaty. But he never broke a stride. You know what I mean? And I wish I had that kind. I don't know.
I think
Maybe
it's a home run. I mean, by the way, the monologue was like perfection for me.
Oh, monologue was exactly
I love the
an
intro.
old
Who thought of
school
that?
high
Where you're
energy.
going, I can't
Thank
do it.
you.
I don't feel it. That just gave me goosebumps when you went around. They do, don't do that to me. And then you did that rhythm that you do because I can't whatever that little thing
And a
you
good
do.
song.
And everyone knew it was on when you turned.
that was my turn. That was mine. I wanted to do that turn and the reason I wanted to do it is because that was actually true. I do have a lot of fear, and leading up to it, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. And part of me was wishing, wouldn't it be nice if I could just quit? I'd like to quit and not do it. And then I was like, I'm going to make that part of the monologue. I'm going to make that insecurity part of it. And then the turn, like, no, I will host again.
Because you see some hosts go in there with some wispy monologues. I mean, there's like some minute 30 monologues where they're like, hey, here's a clip from my movie and here's our musical guest. I'm like,
I get it. And then conversely, it was not that long ago that I think Dave Chappelle broke the record for the longest monologue, right?
I think so.
Sure.
It was 19 minutes or something.
Yeah, 19
12
minutes.
cigarettes.
That's like a quarter of the show.
When he's hosting, you're like, oh no, my sketch.
Did Lauren give you a thumbs up during the show or anything? Like during the show in between sketches, or
a little bit. A little bit. I mean, I was pretty
pace yourself, Jack.
Yeah, dude. Lauren said the funniest thing. I don't think he was trying to be funny, but after the rehearsal, when he saw me do the tiger roll and he saw me doing that rockin' number and he saw me sweating and wheezing and he said, I just want to tell you a story. This is not a good.
No, that actually is good.
I like it already. Yeah.
In the 70s, this is the beginning. We had Desi Arnaz on the show.
That's all right.
And he was he was getting up there. He was in his 70s, and I wanted him on because I just thought, yes, he's older, but he's an icon. And he had been on, Lucille Ball. And I was like, yeah, oh my God, that must have been a trip. I'd love to see that. And he said that Desi was kind of struggling. He wanted to do his Babalu number.
Mm-hmm.
That was like his trademark that he'd been doing, live for decades. And Lorne was a little worried about it. Can he still pull it off? And he was doing it, but he could see that he was starting to sweat and really struggle physically while he was Babalooing, and he wouldn't stop. And then he looked closer on the screen, and he's like, Desi's lips started to turn blue. And he started to worry, like, oh, he's about to die. And he just pulled the plug on it and said, just go to commercial, whatever. And when I was like, wait a second, are you telling me this story because you're worried I'm going to die?
When did he tell you the story?
Lauren was a little worried. He was just warning me not to go too hard. Because if I went full hard as a motherfucker, that I could
but you're a kid. You're 55, right? Is that
exactly. It's like, no, it's apples and oranges.
Don't you love the matching numbers? 33, 44, 55, still alive. 56, I'm going to fix. 57, I'm in heaven. 58, don't be late. 59, won't you be mine? 60, oh, 60. I had no rhyme for that one. But
that's why.
55 is a cool age. I could, yeah. So I like that.
I mean, doing Minecraft, doing that is doing a movie grind every day. No one even thinks about it, but I don't know where you're on location or whatever you're doing, but just to get up every day, memorize your lines, be on the set, take after take, heat, cold, changing.
Working with CGI.
It's a beating. Lights. Oh, yeah, working with CGI. Where did you do it?
We did it all in New Zealand, in Auckland. Oh. And that was a great kind of reunion for me with some of those crew members because I had worked in New Zealand on King Kong 20 years earlier. Yeah, that was the last time I hosted SNL, as a matter of fact.
For King Kong?
Right. And I did a King Kong song in my monologue that time 20 years ago.
King Kong song.
Oi. Steve Higgins really helped out with that one.
King of Kong.
Was that Naomi Watts?
Yep.
Oh.
That was Naomi Watts.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw it, of
Adrian
course.
Brody.
Didn't you have to carry
two-time Oscar winner.
Two-time Oscar. That guy, you don't see him for a while, and then it's an Oscar.
Yes. And he's great in that era. Apparently, you put him in World War II era, he wins Oscars every time. But I carried around one of those old-timey cameras, and I was the film director. It was really, it was heavy. And Peter Jackson, he's a real stickler for authenticity.
No, I thought you were going to say that. I'm like, no. Give me a cardboard. One time on Tommy Boy, I had a briefcase and everything was too heavy for me. I'm like, guys, I'm just trying to float through this scene. I got a bad neck. And they're like, all right. And then I go, fuck, what do you got in this briefcase? Baby's first bricks. And then I open it up and it's stuffed with files to make it real. I go, listen, no one's looking inside the brief. I'm just carrying it. And they go, okay. So the prop guy brings it back. I go, ooh, it's light. And he goes, yeah, we took the pulp out of the paper. I go, thank you. They were being an asshole to me. I didn't even catch it. I'm like, oh, good job.
Yeah.
But it matters, lugging that every take and you're on a mountainside or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I had a ball. I had a ball on that one.
What's King Kong been up to? You still talk to him?
Yeah, man. He's directing now.
After the shoot, everyone kind of goes their own way. So did you go to the party? I mean, you seem pretty well put together. When did you crash?
The after party?
Did you go all night after all? I mean,
no, I did go to the party. You have to go to the party. But you're the host. You're kind of the host of the party.
I know.
Went there and gave hugs to all my peeps and said hi to Lorne. Thanked him for the fun opportunity.
Did you know Minecraft was killing it at that point? Gave you a little extra juice?
Yes, it was kind of a great thing about being on SNL is is that we had the movie was already doing gangbusters, so it was kind of like
Yeah.
That will relax
fun
a
time to be
host
on there.
that they have this behemoth as they come in their back pocket. Like, I
Yeah.
sure hope
like,
this
I don't even need this
hosting
show.
goes good, but we're probably going to be over 300 million right now. Sorry, but I guess
it's a wind. The wind beneath your wings carried me through. But it doesn't really matter. Look, it doesn't really matter because when you're on SNL, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as like a victory lap. You're still terrified of shit in the bed. So I was like, I was pretty amped and ready to go. But yeah, there's a fear factor as well. No question about it. When you're standing back there at that back door, when they're counting down the 10 seconds, when Jeannie,
I just did it. It's just terrifying.
Jenna.
It's like,
Jenna,
this is so weird. And one line goes off, or Liz, the director, if there's cuts between dress and air, and I told this, it's just like, I really hit me how hard it is to know when to go where. You're just seeing it for the first time. When do you come off, Jack, and then go there? I was just curious which ones blew up for you in your mind, like, fuck, we hit it. Because you want the air show to be, we really hit it. So Love Match is going viral.
Oh,
and
good.
I thought it was inspired writing as well.
Yeah. And Diz Mukes was really funny. He really was mad at me. It felt like I felt like he's really mad at me.
He's great.
It's great. And that one felt great. I gotta say, I was impressed with all the writing. I liked all of them. And even a couple of the ones that got cut, I wished they had made it. There was one that got cut where I was a father who wanted to come visit his sons, the divorced couple, and wanted to come visit his kids. And I had to confess, hey, I've been coming here every day pretending to be the maid, kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire style. It was a really funny idea. And the confession that I was the Doubtfire maid, but I was also from Trinidad. So it was really, oh shit, wait, my sports television just came on. I gotta turn that off. You ever do that where you're
Warriors? Okay.
No,
you hold it for an hour and then it kicks back on.
It was First Take. I like to hear the talking heads talk about the sports. The
Lakers.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
Luka.
He's good.
Yeah. Hey, while I got you, I'm going to turn the tables. I'm going to ask a couple questions.
Please do.
Spade, first of all, I've read all your books, Spade. And when I say I read them, I mean I listened to them.
Yeah.
And which is actually the way you're supposed to take in your books, in my opinion, because your delivery is kind of like half of the magic. And I noticed, that because if you want to buy your book, it costs $5, but if you want to listen to your book, it costs $20. I was like, oh, he knows. He knows.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
No, it's not that. That's not the cost spread. I just noticed it costs a little bit more if you want to hear the delivery.
Sure.
And
gotta
me
wet
laugh.
the beak.
Making me laugh very hard.
No, I see Jack Black over the years, and he is as advertised. He's fun. He's in a good mood. He's nice, and
the true stories,
always a couple laughs for sure. It's
the true
great.
stories.
I don't see him enough.
So that's not really a question. I just wanted to tell you I'm a fan of your readings, and I look forward to the. Are you working on another one?
No,
you're done. You're like.
No, I just did a special because the stand-up. It really is kind of podcasting. Sort of jumped instead of audiobooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sort of told my life story. And then now when we do this, we just tell our same stories every week. And then to do a stand-up special, same thing. It's like it's all blurring into the same thing. People sometimes, I told Dana, I do stand-up and then these nitpickers are like in my Instagram on Monday going, actually, I saw a part of one of those stories on Ellen a few years ago. I go, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What do you? I got to scrape together a goddamn hour, and of course, I'm going to dig in anywhere I can. I don't know. I don't have any adventures anymore.
No, I've made peace with the fact that I'm going to be repeating my same life stories over and over again in every interview for the rest of my life. It is what it is. And
I've made peace with it. I know. I don't have my teens anymore.
I used to think, I can't tell the same story because then people will go, oh, I've already heard it, and turn out. 9 times out of 10, they've never heard the story or don't remember the story. Who the fuck cares? You just tell your story.
Or they like to hear it again. And you never tell it the same way. I do my acting. I was doing stand-up this weekend. Oh, sorry, Jack. Just give me 20 minutes here. I was doing stand-up and and I tell us, and I go, I'm doing all this new stuff because I have to put together more material. And I'm like, give me my old juicy closer that fucking works where, you know what I mean? You go, why do I have to throw this in the garbage? And then you never get complaints if you do a bit that kills. No one's ever like,
change it.
I loved it, but I think I've heard it. It's like, good. When I see comics do, this is my favorite show.
1983.
Dana, I have a question for you. Dana. Now I'm going to turn the tables again.
Yeah. It's
your turn to be in the hot seat.
It's like Clooney and Moreau on Broadway.
You know how like when you host SNL, you get a little dinner early in the week, like a Tuesday dinner.
Right.
Yeah. That Lauren hosts, but really you're hosting because you're the host. You're also the kind of the host.
Gotta be there.
You sit next to Lauren and you feel a little pressure to like entertain the table because it's like you're the host. So I don't know, zingy, zingy, boom, boom. And somehow we got on the topic of your appearance on Bill Maher's Real Time with Bill Maher. And how you just didn't let him get a word in edgewise. And it was the funniest on... I like that show. I watched that show. And I'd never seen anyone just take full command like you did. And I was, we were all singing your praises. Did you go on to Bill Maher Real Time with that plan?
No.
Or did that you just showed up and then he just...
if you're on a roll, it's better to not have any questions.
I'm doing this stuff without an audience. And then SNL doing Biden, it was a little, I was part of a team, and it's sort of like I came out and there are 80 people standing up with a lot of noise. Yeah. And so that just triggered me. Like, okay, I'm just going to ride this wave. And then I realized that, Bill, we kind of got to know him. He's a bit of a curmudgeon. So you kind of want to fluff up his hair and give him a hug, kind of like, Bill, because underneath there's a marshmallow there somewhere. Yeah. But just rode the wave, had a lot to get out of my brain, I guess. It's fun when you just let go. You're not really thinking. I was doing a truncated version of what I do on stage right now. But anyway, that makes me happy. Thank you.
Well, do you do any music on your on-stage act now?
Oh, yeah. I've never stopped because in the honky-tonk bars, clubs I used to play, the audience would start to fade and talk, and they were drunk. Show us your dick. And then there'd be the blender. Yeah. So I started bringing an acoustic guitar up and fiddling around with it and playing chords and doing Neil Young and things like that, just because of the noise would get the audience like stop talking. So yeah, I do like to play guitar at the end, and I do different things, like something you would do. I do a thing about a heavy metal guy who's angry at the microphone, so he's walking away from it and really hitting these power chords, and he goes toward it, and then he walks back. So I do stuff like that. I love playing the guitar on stage, but I do it
just so your audience knows.
I don't,
Dana. I've told you, Dana, but you were such a big influence on me early on when I was watching SNL, and I saw you play that song, the broccoli song,
Chop and Broccoli, yeah,
where clearly you were making it. The gag was that you were making it up as you went along. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I'd ever laughed that hard, and just seeing like a song kill like that and be so fucking funny. And also the reactions to your song of them just like drinking up every
Sigourney Weaver,
Phil Hartman, Sigourney, yeah.
But it was a big inspiration and a big reason why I started doing comedy music combos. So
I don't know if you get that in people coming up to you now and saying, I saw you do this and I'm doing this, but that always shocked me. I had not watched that sketch until maybe 2 months ago. I never watched anything. And I thought, that was pretty good, because I'm too self-critical. But
too.
It's
You're like, what about it that people like? It's
so
fun
many
to
people
watch.
Yell it out because I guess there's no joke. And your style is kind of rhythmic, and I don't know what you call it too, but abstract and musical, really. I was going to ask you, what do you listen to? What do you...
It's funny. I'm glad you asked that because it's kind of my main thing that I do with my time. The content I like to put into my headphones when I go on my walks to get my steps so I can live longer. I like to listen because I realize I'm not listening to music at all. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to books. I want to listen to music again. So I came up with this plan, chrono marathons. So you take bands that you already love, that you've loved all your life, but you haven't really listened to in a long time. And you go from the very beginning, their first album, chronologically over the course of their whole catalog. And it's a great way to just plug back into music. And it's the like quick one song at a time Spotify or whatever, that Pandora's where it AI picks shit for you. It's like, it's reading my mind. Nah, you take command and you listen.
Fuck you, AI. Take this.
It's going to sound really dumb, but I did the classics. Okay. I did the boring ones. It's like, I started with, did I start with Pink Floyd? I think it was Pink Floyd right out of the
Animals. Me.
Has there ever been a better album than Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, weirdly. The very next one they did right after that, because "Wish You Were Here," I think it's a better record. It's a fucking great record, but that's their window because before Dark Side of the Moon, there's great moments and like interesting and like you can see, I can see they're starting to get there. They're starting to figure it out. But Dark Side of the Moon, it's just a bomb that goes off where it's like this is the beginning of their real. Incredible window, because then the next album, "Wish You Were Here," and then "The Wall." To me is their window. The next, the ones after that, people say, "No, you got to put Animals in there." I say, "Nah, I think the window's closing."
That's what I said.
It's good. No, there's good stuff, but that and it's cool to see all the bands you pick, all of them. They have a window where it's like, they're great, and then the ending stuff. There's some good stuff later, but that and it's fascinating to find that juice, because you go, I love Billy Joel. When do you love Billy Joel? Because there's a window. You don't love all of it. There's some hot
Let me
cheese.
ask you a Pink Floyd. I want to ask you a Pink Floyd question just for a second. Are you part of the cadre of people who, if they have to nominate the best solo in rock history, they often, there's a lot of great guitar players, Beck and everybody, but David Gilmour and Comfortably Numb, that guitar solo, tone, choice of note, whatever you want to call it. Every time I hear it, I go, really? That's not human. It's so fun.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, he is definitely in my top 3. I love David Gilmour.
Oh, good call. What Comfortably Numb is on which album?
Comfortably Numb is on the Wall, of course.
Okay, don't act like I'm some dumb shit. Hey,
I felt like it was a test. If I failed it, all of a sudden
it was a test. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't want to trip him up. But what about Animals, Jack?
I almost said the White Album.
It has a soft spot.
White Album. Don't get me going on the White Album. I love it.
Dana, hold on with your Beatles. I know.
I was going to say, no surprise. The best chrono marathon you can do is the Beatles. But don't do that first, because then you don't really want to do any more chrono marathons after the Beatles, because everything sounds like garbage.
Jeez, you're like my new best friend.
It's too good.
I know, and too varied. I mean, I was talking to the guy who just produced, Jimmy Fallon, and the gentleman who just produced Elton John's album. I'm so sorry for
No. His name is Watt.
Yes.
Andrew Watt.
Yes. A super nice
Andrew
guy.
Watt.
Hung out with him at the parties. Brilliant. Really smart. And him and Jimmy Fallon. We love the Beatles. We love them a lot, And I said to both of them, I just said, what do you think of that? They go, Abbey Road. Have you listened to Revolver? And neither of them really were familiar with Revolver.
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, Eleanor Rigby, She's Leaving Home, And Your Bird Can Sing.
Yeah.
Lennon's first song was it Girl or no? One of those Lennon-y songs, Anyway, so I feel the same way. I also Zeppelin will come on sometimes on Sirius XM, and I go, that shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't happen.
Zeppelin is a weird one where their window actually was almost the whole thing. They didn't have any.
That's true. That's true.
The last album, Coda, it was hit or miss. There's still some crushing jams on that one, but for the most part, it's an insane. Like you do wonder, wait, did they worship Satan? Because how did they get so many great records and so many great riffs?
How long was that run, Jack, of Zeppelin? It was like
it's a 9-album run. It's a 9-album run.
Jeez.
And right out of the gate, you got Good Times, Bad Times, one of my favorite songs of all time. And
is that Purple Operator?
Just John Bonham and whoever mic'd his drums, or how they got the value and the connection between the snare and the kick drum. We talked with Bill Burr about this because he's a drummer and a drummer fanatic, but that tone.
Bill Burr, also great on Bill Maher. Bill Burr came out and really went straight at him. That wasn't on his show. That was on
Club
his
Random.
podcast.
Club
Random.
You're coming in with your smart ideas. You think you know all this fucking stuff.
I love it.
You're just an armchair athlete. You don't know fucking dick. All right, Bill? I mean, Bill just.
I love to watch him get roasted. It's great.
Yeah.
But I really want to go see him on Broadway. He's on Broadway right now with Bob Odenkirk, who we all know and have in common as a friend.
Definitely.
Was Bill Burr at the show?
To see Bob Odenkirk.
Bill Burr was
Broadway.
at this show. I think they just did their Broadway show, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
And just walked over to 30 Rock because they were all, three of them were there because Kieran was there, Bill, and Bob.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go see that.
Bob.
I'm gonna find an excuse to fly out there.
Jack, you killed it.
That's Bob Odenkirk. Oh my God, it's so good. It was so funny.
Bob gave me my big break because he put Tenacious D on HBO,
Mr. Show.
with little short films that would play before Mr. Show, and that put us on the map. And so I always thank my lucky stars that
Bob has an eye for talent.
Paths.
What was your movie that kind of boosted you up? Was it High Fidelity?
It was High Fidelity that got me really going. Yeah, that was
in
the
the
one.
game,
and that was because John Cusack liked Tenacious D. I always think it was him that pushed it through because he was, he's the star producer and writer of that jam. And
that was a big hit.
I didn't know he wrote it.
Yeah. Well, he co-wrote it
before School of Rock
with Steve Pink and D.V. DiVincentes. But so that was before School of Rock, and that was a big one because at the premiere for High Fidelity, at the after party, George Clooney came up, and I was with my mom, and he said, "That was fucking incredible." Something like that. I can't remember what he said.
Wow.
And my mom just about shat her pants. It was like, I knew it was like, oh, this is different. This is a different.
Dude, he was at a premiere of mine and he talked to my mom too. I swear to God. And my mom was fucking flipping out.
He knows what to say.
My mom almost pushed me into a wood chipper. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he's got the power.
Oh, yeah. It was nailing it. He was right in the pocket too. Trop Thunder, of course. The Holiday is one that a lot of people love. The Holiday.
The Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
How did you weasel into that one?
Well, it was really out of my comfort zone. It was really
Isn't it like Jude Law and
one of my wife's favorite movies? It's in her rotation every year. That loves romantic comedy. Yeah.
Kate Winslet. Dude, I fucked up and said Kate Blanchett when I meant Winslet. That's their fault, though. Their names are too similar.
Yeah, that's not playing fair.
But that was really the best part. Is like, how am I in a scene with Kate Winslet and we're like semi-romantic? How did I get this part? But I was like, I'm gonna roll with it.
She seseems cool. She's
cool
doesn't
as
seem
hell.
snooty. She's like
not snooty, but she's definitely there's something in my mind that looks wrong with that picture. It's like, no, all these scenes should be how she's out of my league. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna pretend like this is normal. And that was the acting. Was just acting like this isn't ridiculous.
And Cameron Diaz, who's a blast.
I was never in that situation in a movie.
You haven't felt.
They always put like a goofy comedian like us with some hottie, and everyone's supposed to buy it. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so great. They go, wait, what part am I? And I'm like, the part that the girl that falls in love with me. And they're like, oh, I got to reread it then. I didn't think that would be me. And you got your old Tropic Thunder, hilarious. Just running. I'm just running through these, Jack. You've heard of these.
Tropic Thunder. All I really think
is
about
infamous at this point. I mean,
infamous.
There's never been a movie made like it before.
Yeah.
Up there with these best comedies, you know.
It's
Yeah.
danced outside the lines. That's how we say it.
Oh, you were blonde hair in that? That's
I had
right.
some blonde. But
Crazy
Robert Downey
person.
Jr. got an Oscar nomination. You don't hear about that very often in the comedies.
Was it for that?
For supporting role in in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ben Stiller, he really wanted to shoot that like a beautiful, not like a comedy. He wanted it to look like a gorgeous Oscar nomination, and he got like the best outdoor cinematographer in the world, whose name escapes me now, but he's a genius.
Of course it does.
Sorry about that. I can't remember any names. Just
what about Casualties of War? It's probably that guy.
yeah,
They have those old movies like that.
yeah.
Casualties of War. I'm not going to make you do it.
No, I just think that's not a setup. I was just saying.
Casualties of War impression.
Do you do Sean Penn or Michael J. Fox?
Sean Penn, she's a VC Gukor.
Yeah.
Clarky. Do you remember that movie?
Of course. I saw the
Riley. John Riley was Clark.
John C. Riley.
That was a weird pick for Michael J. Fox to be in that movie.
Yeah. Well, he was going for that switcheroo. Well, because he'd been known for comedies, and he wanted to say, "Hey, wait a second, let's just test the waters. Let me dip my toe in these other water." You can't blame him. Sometimes it works. Look at Steve Carell. Look at Steve Carell. If you want to talk about going from comedy to drama, that blows my mind and you don't know until you try. So why the hell not?
It's fun to try.
The worst that can happen is that you can be horrible and never work again.
Do you get wounded easily? Do you read comments or reviews that you don't? And do you read them at all? And do you get wounded, or you have a good attitude like that's just that guy's opinion, fuck him, or whatever?
Yeah, I read the negative ones. I skip over the good ones. I'll get the gist of it and like, yeah. Okay, good. And I look for those bad ones. And I'll read every word. And I will mutter to myself, "Fuck you, you fucking asshole." Who is that?
Yeah, I do too.
Owen Gleiberman or whoever it is. Now, I'm not going
to. Guys from Entertainment Weekly. He hated me too.
Owen Gleiberman, that guy's a famous troll.
I'm gonna commit this name to memory. And if I ever see this reviewer on the street, I'll have some choice words. I've never followed up on any of them, but sure.
Owen Gleiberman is like, his review was a little harsh. He said, "Tommy boy, this worthless piece of shit." I'm like, hey, come on, this is a magazine.
He didn't say that.
No, he hated everything I did. He would be like,
hard. Here's your review for Saturday Night Live. I have it right here. Jack Black is nothing short of a miracle. He just saved season 50 of SNL. Much. Over here, I have Minecraft. Jack Black is exceptional. It's a performance that shouldn't be this good, but it is. He owns every second of the movie. This is a Jack Black summer.
Oh man. Thank you for cherry picking the good ones, because I know it's a splat on Rotten Tomatoes. You had to go find those fresh ones. You found some fresh ones for me. Thank you.
Well, on YouTube,
dude, I
there's a
combined
YouTube channel.
To get 100 yet.
Here's a 10 times Jack Black wasn't funny. It's got 48 million views.
Is that really on YouTube?
I'm sure that's real.
I'll see it in the corner of my eye. Was Dana Carvey ever funny? And I click off as fast as I can. Is there any evidence ever? No!
10 movies David Spade ruined with his presence.
That was made up. It sounded a little too real, though, because they do that. That's a genre. Was this guy?
48 million was a little high.
48 million was stout. But are you writing? How are you emotionally? I don't know if you have a therapist or anything, but like this big whoosh, and I know you've got this big life. You're a mature adult person, and you see where there's highs and lows of a career and this and that. But where are you able to kind of like sit for a moment? I've done good. Do you have a moment of that with yourself? Or are you a little numb right now, actually?
I try to look for the one bad thing that's happening and focus on that. That keeps me grounded.
That you had to do this today.
And why would you book this so soon? Couldn't you get a week off?
I'll tell you why. I was looking forward to this. I love you guys, and I've been hoping that we could get it together. I feel good. Feels good. Yeah, it hit.
Yeah.
I'm always skeptical though. I'm like, can we just wait for a second before we go calling it a hit? What if it tanks next weekend? Let's see if this baby's got legs. Talk to me in a couple weeks, okay, guys? I'm always.
What if they stop throwing?
What's
popcorn?
the number where you will just go? It's a hit, like $1 billion or 500 million global box office. What's the number where you would go? Okay, because it's probably 350 by the end of this weekend. I predict it'll be.
Here's the thing. I do have a little thing about numbers and math. I do like to think about that. So I go, okay, if it cost 150 to make, and then you figure they probably spent almost that much on promoting it. So there's 300 right there. And then you go, okay, so if you go to a theater and it makes the monies, if it makes 300 million, then is it broken even? No, because you only get half of that. The theaters keep half the money. So then you got to make double that. You got to make 600 million really to break even. And then you go, okay, so 600, but so that's break even. So it's not really a hit until it's made more than 600. So you got to make like 700.
Such a gamble
to think that it's really a hit. 700, and that's a big monster number.
Do you have gross points on the film?
No, I don't. This might not be true, but my manager said, no, they don't do that anymore. Maybe that's not true. Maybe she's just telling me that so that I don't feel jealous of Jason Momoa. I don't know what Jason Momoa's deal is. Maybe he got the gross points.
Okay, this is on entertainmentweekly.com. Jack Black forgoes salary for gross points on what's it called? A Minecraft movie.
Oh man, I wish. Good Lord, could you imagine if I had pulled that gamble? I never bet on myself like that. I'm always like, no, just make sure we get the money up front.
Yeah.
And it's always like, the taxes and the commissions and then the box office. It's like you're just running in water. So you can't ever, can a brother get it done? I mean, it's a first world complaint.
It's hard to get rich.
But everyone hears, it made $1 billion. Can I get a nickel, brother? No, we're not even profit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
it's a risky game. All right, we'll let Jack go, but let me ask a couple wrap-up questions. Just 30 quick questions.
Great. I'll try to rapid fire. I'm not good at these. I'm a slow guy.
No, these aren't rapid
I've
fire.
got this one or this one series of questions. It'll be quick.
All right.
No, this is just want to say good job in Jumanji. I thought that was good.
Oh, thank you.
I like Jumanji. Yeah. Jumanji was great. And I watched it and I go, I get why this is a hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even exactly for me. It's kind of for slightly younger, but I'm like, I get it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's cool, weird. I like it. Glad they kept doing them.
I'd say when you're not doing Dana, drama, you do drama. When you're not doing drama, then I think it's a underrated commodity, and it happened on SNL. I haven't seen Minecraft yet, but that you are fun.
Oh, good.
And make people happy. So when I see you out there dancing and singing, I'm just happy and you're fun. And I do think where the world is today, or whatever you want to call that, it's just fun is underrated, fun. Yeah. And when you're having fun, and you were having fun the whole show, I believe, with the Indiana Jones guy and the whip. The first play guy that was great too. That was fantastic.
Calling
and
Heidi
a dry
Helen,
one that I like, Bass Lake, where everyone keeps playing bass. Another one that was great. One Uppers was really funny for everybody.
Oh yeah,
those camera angles.
I was still a little sweaty from my monologue when we did that, though. I noticed on the close-up. But yeah, it was really fun.
And of course, Making Love really started out and then really killed it with Brandy.
What's the one with the eagle noise?
That was one-upping, because we were one-upping each other with how socially conscious we all were, and it would make the eagle noise. That one was really funny to me. It had like hints of Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? Where it's like the sound and then looking right down the barrel of the camera.
Yeah.
That just works. It just works. And it was well written.
Well, to connect it to people's flexing to everyone else or what they're doing is so great. And then have the violence of, take that. I mean, it was just, I was inspired. I thought the writing was really first rate. I thought it was inspired writing. The Goth Kid Vacation really made me laugh, and you came in there.
Oh yeah, that was a great pre-tape. We filmed that the day before, but that other song, "The Making Love," that was oh shit, I'm getting a phone call. Sarah Squirm. Sorry,
is it Sarah Squirm?
Go ahead and take it. We have editing capabilities. Go ahead.
Why didn't I? I should have done the thing where
you turn off your phone.
Yeah, duh.
You call Entertainment Weekly back.
Yeah. Anyways, that Making Love
Sarah
one.
Squirm.
Yeah.
We did it in the rehearsal before the dress rehearsal, and it was a hot mess. I was like, there's zero chance this is gonna make it to air. And something happened where they just cut out a few lyrics, a couple stanzas, made it a little easier. And all of a sudden, it was one of my favorites of the whole night. And that song really was like a catchy tune. Yeah. And when Brandy Carlisle comes in at the end and sings her ass off, I was like, holy shit. So it's kind of a funny thing that can happen where from the first rehearsal to the dress rehearsal, something can click and it gets to be 100 times better.
I know. And then it clicks and then it's on live TV and you're done with it. That when it works,
and you get Brandy
magic,
in it too.
But it really came together. You two floating in air and then Bowen and then her voice sounded so great. Was it a lavalier mic or did they put a little bit of echo on it? She was just, she has one of the voices of our time, basically. She
actually does have just an incredible voice, but they did a good job of micing her, but I think it is just her resonating chamber.
I think the Joker is one of the best, kind of pop rock song of the last decade. And I've played it for people. Sometimes with people you're around, maybe YouTube's on, you go, hey, have you heard this song, heard that song? I've won stereo wars by going, have you heard this? And then they just go, they can't believe it, how brilliant the lyrics are, and her vocal is crazy. So
I think another one that deserves a shout out, because in the first read through that we did on like that first day or the second day, there was this one for the Flamin' Hot Cheetos and then the Flamin' Hot
commercial
Preparation H. I laughed so hard in the read through that I got a little bit injured. Have you ever had that where you laugh too hard and you pull a muscle in your ribs? And it made me like have to hold a different body position for the next two sketches. And I was really glad that made it to air. But when I saw the final version of it, I was like, oh, holy shit, you can see like the side of my butt cheek. This is really kind of way more intense than I had even imagined while we were reading it at the table. But
they added so many graphics and
shit. You've shown throughout your career that you're game for anything, like, I mean, but I did see the side of your ass and I thought, where is this going? How graphic is this going to go?
Yeah.
Show more ass.
They didn't show whole, but they'd get all the side cheek you could ever want. We did the pre-tapes like the day before. Did we do those on Friday? No, I think we did them on Thursday, but it was a lot. I mean,
they fucking beat you up.
It was on Friday, and I remember because I had to wake up at the fucking crack and do like almost a full day of pre-tapes because we did two. We did Preparation H and Goth Kid in Jamaica, which was also really funny.
Pre-tape. Did you do that in read-through or you said read-through, but for pre-tapes, they don't just assign them. You actually read them and say, oh, they're working.
Yeah, but I was down. I like the idea of pre-tapes because even though it's a long day, it lightens the load on the actual show.
And they both crush. They both are great. Did you, your energy, did you ever, like before the air show, were you in your dressing room kind of going, okay, are you like Fraser on the stool coming out in the 15th round, or are you feeling really good? Because it's like the audience and the live element will bring a lot of energy, but it seemed like your energy was just perfectly up there all the way through the show.
Good.
Must have felt good because you don't know. It's like riding a horse and you go, do I have this? And you got it.
You know what's weird is right before the show, a couple hours before actually, Donna, the lady, the real nice lady who dresses you and does all the quick changes, is running all around. Mm-hmm. She said, is there anything you'd like to eat, honey? And I've got this feeling like that's what it sounds like right before you die when they say, this is your last meal before the electric chair, anything you want. And I was like, I really have a taste for like an Italian chopped salad, no onions. You got it, babe. We're going to get it for you.
I know. I love when they're calm backstage. But when I was there with Maya and everybody, everybody felt like right after dress, everyone wanted to literally just crawl into a bed. Like there's a moment I said, this is normal. Right now, you're going to want to go to sleep. You're exhausted.
I did take a nap.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, you did after dress?
I didn't take a nap, but I laid down because there's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. And I just like, Donna got me a nice pillow and I just put my head down for a little while.
You fucking baby.
Because the knocking is the tough part. You know, if someone didn't get the memo and you're just about to nod off.
Oh,
Jack, Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were resting. Oh, it's just we're doing a change on the. I'll come back later.
All right, let's let him go, Dan. He's been a good sport.
Oh man, great to see you guys.
Jack, you're a stud, dude. Thanks for talking.
You're
We're
the
blessed.
best.
I love
anytime.
I love
Let's do it again.
the chrono idea. I'm going to do that.
Chrono marathon.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I've been doing it with the Beatles. Maybe I'll do Todd.
Have you done it? Have you done it with the Beatles? The chrono marathon?
I just do so much of them, but I haven't done literally from Love Me Do all the way to the end of side 2. No, that would be another way to
skip those early albums a lot because you're like, nah, they were still just kids. They didn't really get their sea legs till Rubber Soul. But you got to go all the way.
Well, let me just say two things before we hang up because this is, the early Beatles, they weren't so good. No, they did the best 2-minute pop song. She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand. They reinvented the genre. It's not like they got better. It's just the group that became that group. Of course, they would do the best 2-minute pop songs in history. The other one was that Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields were recorded before Sgt. Pepper, after Revolver. They were going to be on Sgt. Pepper, but they made them into double A side. So they were just a single. Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane. And then they all the leftovers ended up, along with I Am a Walrus, on Magical Mystery Tour. So Magical Mystery Tour, in some ways, is the greatest album ever made because it has Strawberry Fields, I'm a Walrus, and Penny Lane. Just those three and others.
Did you see that 8-hour movie that Peter Jackson made?
Oh, yeah.
That's the fucking...
that's your boy.
I had to break it up into 3 pieces, though. I watched like the first 3 hours and second... But that
boy,
to see them writing that album, Let It Be, right? It was that's one of those times where you're like, if I could just be a fly on the wall for this one time in history, that would be heaven. He fucking got it. He got the fly on the wall and one of the top 10 things you'd ever want to watch.
4 weeks later, they go to Abbey Road with George Martin, and they're starting to do Abbey Road. And, because you see the antecedents there. He's going, I don't know what to do. Is something in the way? Just say like a cauliflower, something so you get the lyric,
What's funny to me is that the whole film, all of that shooting was an afterthought. It was the camera crew and director who was filming some shitty movie that Ringo Starr was shooting, that no one ever heard of or saw. But they were like, hey, since we're here, is it okay if we just like film the making of your next album with the Beatles? Oh, ask the boys.
Best thing in the world.
Is it cool if this guy comes in and films? We probably should actually. It's not a bad idea. And then they fucking got this gold.
It sat there.
I love the guy who keeps on going up. guys, you've got to do the final farewell concert in Dubai or wherever the fuck
Right,
it is.
on
The
an
worst idea.
island. Yeah.
Wherever it was, it's like, they're going to end up on the roof of the building you're in, you jackass. But
Yeah.
And because he
Everyone
kept
knows
on
the
pushing
answer.
it. No, you gotta go to. I can't remember where it was.
All right.
I don't think it
Well,
was
yeah.
Dubai.
it's
give
been
it
a
a
blast
watch. See you, buddy.
hanging out with you, and we'll see you around campus.
Yes.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman. Dan Soder's on today, and Dan Soder is a young man who has been kicking it in there for a while and tight with all the comedy greats, and maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, but it's time you have if you haven't.
HBO special, a Comedy Central special. He's part of the Netflix stand-up comedian special. He did 30 minutes there, and they had a self-produced special. And so he's been around, and it was fun to hang out with him. His stand-up is great, and he has a great ear, and he delights us with some of his off-kilter impressions and tells us his story.
It's kind of funny because, his YouTube special, he threw it on there about a year ago, has 3 million views. That's like a good trick, and 3 million is very hard to come by. People just throw numbers around, but it's hard to get that much. And a lot of comments about it. They liked it, and that's a good calling card. He's going to start doing theaters, and he's announcing that pretty soon. So look for that. And, he's buddies with Shane. He talks about all these guys, Nate, all the ones we always talk about. And good dude. So I'm excited. We had a lot of laughs with him. He does a few impressions. He's not really an impressionist, but
It's
he's
just something
better
he
at most
does.
impressions than an impressionist.
He's like Eddie Murphy or something, he just does his regular stand-up is great, but he does this really some cool.
Chappelle
is pretty
probably the best one.
Yeah, that's awesome. So super talented, nice guy. And a lot of these famous comedians are his good buddies who open for him.
Yeah.
So now it's Dan's turn.
Yeah. So here he is. Check it out. Dan Soder.
Dan, when you sleep, can you have the bedroom door open or unlocked?
No.
Or do you lock yourself in?
I lock myself in.
Okay.
I shut it in.
Oh, yeah.
I barricade.
Have you ever thought there was an intruder in your house actively?
One time, when I used to live in Queens, I had in the first 2 weeks I lived there, the guy broke in we lived on the first floor on a very busy street. A guy broke in through the back by pushing in the window and stole everything. And then my landlord, Anthony, put up bars on the inside of our window. And we were like, why wouldn't you just put it on the outside? He's like, nah, Dan, that's not how that works. We're going to put them up on the inside. So then my roommate just had bars on the inside.
Oh, it might hurt property value. So he doesn't want it to look like a prison.
Yeah. It's more for function, not for to look good.
Have you ever had an active shooter in your house?
No, but I am from Colorado. So
Okay.
I mean, that is
right. You're from Aurora.
Yeah.
Are you,
I'm from
all your buddies are in that gang now.
Yeah, everyone's Venezuelan. Everyone's a school shooter. There's a lot going on in Aurora.
Dude, the second, is it when you step foot in Aurora, right over the county line, it starts shooting, or is it you have to get in?
Yeah, once you have to get registered as school, and then they.
I'd like to go to.
Hi, is there any seats available in the public?
Oh, that's good. Let's go back and forth with laying down machine gun fire because these sound effects. Anyway, it's a toddler in town. Where do you live
shooters
now?
are funny, but we'll put a pin in that.
Come back to that one. I live in New York.
Oh, I will tell you, Dan, quickly. I lock the door. I lock the door when I take a shower because I had a break-in once. But yeah, I don't like to sleep with the door open. I put a big bolt on it because I'm scared.
Now, David.
Yes.
Aren't you worried about locking the door in the shower? Or what if there's an accident in the shower?
Well, this is I'm glad you brought this up. 4 out of 5 times I'm in the shower, there's an accident. No, actually, when I'm on the road, and you know how people put the little bar over the lock, so it's like a hook lock, and you see TikToks where people go, "I bring these 9 things to lock my block, the little hole. I put this, I put a chair against it." I'm not that crazy, but I will say that when I do that lock, I always feel like, what if something happens inside and they need to come get me and they can't get in?
You can't get out.
Yeah. They're just going to take the door completely
Right.
off
Is that real? Is that a real thought? I mean, I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks that's crazy?
Let me ask a neurotic question. When you get into the shower, is that it? Neurotic. You get into the shower. Do you ever wonder as you're turning on the water, gee, I wonder if there'll be some seismic activity while I'm in here? Does that go through your mind?
Not for me, because I'm not in California. I think that's a very Californian way of thinking. You guys have fault line. You guys have fault line brains.
Yeah.
And we worry about buildings crumbling. So I wonder if I'm in the building.
Do you ever think an airplane's going to come into your shower?
Ours comes from terra firma. Yours comes from the sky. You don't. Yeah, but things fall down in both cities.
I'm worried about Delta 126 coming into my shower as I'm taking it.
Yeah, you got you.
I don't have to worry about the Earth swallowing me like you two do.
I'm even worried about the hologram airplanes. If those are real, I don't want those hitting my shower either. Whichever.
I got that Pro Plus in my hair while a 7.6 comes in here.
That's why I got Perp Plus.
Yes.
It's combo.
Toddling.
I don't want. Oh, don't you better not go off on a rant here, Dennis.
Yeah.
Christ's sakes, Dan Soder. All right, these kids coming up pretty strong. Got a couple of specials out there. Good friend of all those. That posse. That's the new Rat Pack. These cats out there. Okay.
You sound like Rodney. Do you do Rodney?
Oh yeah, I like to do. My new one is Ben Rodney as a mass shooter, where he's like, "Hey, they're all gonna pay. I'm telling you. You guys don't want to be friends with me. Well, now you're not gonna have a school to go to."
See, I love that more than anything because I love the idea. You saw Rodney, and then you thought, "What's the best scenario?" And then you did it.
And you go, "What's worse than that one?"
The language of Rodney, like that's what's so funny. It's exactly if he was that guy, how he would say it.
The one I used to do a lot was woke Rodney, where he would be like, you know who doesn't get any respect is women of color. I'm telling you. If they say that gender's fluid, well, then I'm in love with a puddle. I'll tell you, I'm a white man. I get all the respect.
And Dan is actually touching his chest.
Yeah, he's doing Rodney stuff. Don't worry.
He's doing Rodney stuff.
I mean,
that's what Andrew said last week. Andrew Schultz, he said that impressions are coming back. And then I was looking around and, obviously Shane does his cadre, but you're you do a lot of voices, but you don't, I know, is that a word?
Yeah.
But you don't lean on it. Your stand-up is just regular stand-up. It's great. And then you have these impressions. It's kind of cool. It's like a secret weapon.
Well, I would honestly, it's weird to like be talking to both of you and not acknowledge how important both of your guys' HBO specials were in my life, specifically Critics' Choice and Take the Hit. Two of the reasons I do comedy. My family's from the Bay Area, so anyone from the Bay Area was like a demigod in the house.
San Carlos. Where'd you grow up?
I know. My father lived in my dad's from the East Bay, but my parents got divorced when I was young, and I would go live in Marin with him. He lived in Greenbrae and Mill Valley. Worked at a liquor store in Mill Valley called Dan's Liquors.
Been there. Have a house in Mill Valley. Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is I thought he was working there because he loved me, but it was because he was an alcoholic. That kind of feels like a Norm joke where it's like, I thought he loved me, but it turned out he was a raging alcoholic.
I know. It's the way he would just slowly go. Yeah, the guy thought he was a real good friend, right? We're talking about the game and everything, like the Giants could have won and everything. And I realized he's only talking to me because he's a raging alcoholic. All right.
I'll just randomly do that now because I'm obviously a big Norm fan. But yeah, just explaining my father's drinking problem. It's because he had a raging drinking problem. Yeah, it was.
Right. He hits it. It's just the Normism. But I used to do him as it never got a laugh. I would do Norm as an alarm clock.
Great.
Hey, wake up. There's a crack whore and a midget in your bed. Because I heard him say crack whore and midget. He did it like 45 times on Conan. And I was just,
45.
when he would just work a phrase you're not supposed to say over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
So
him on Conan, and then David, I went to college in Tucson. So I spent time in Arizona in a very uncomfortable way.
Right.
And there was a moment when I was in college when I was getting high with a guy and he did the let my tarantula crawl on you.
Oh my God. From the old.
And it wasn't for shake. It was for a legit bong hit.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I was trying to explain your joke to him while a spider crawled. I go, you have to watch this special because he does this as a giant. It's
I love it, man.
Bug crawling up me. But that was like, those two specials, especially like when you're young and you watch, I grew up with like cable. I was like the first cable generation.
And there weren't
So you
many
could
on, so you could kind of watch them and know them. Yeah.
Just watch them over and over and over again.
It wasn't mandatory now as it is. No.
Yeah, it wasn't in your face. It wasn't like,
you weren't trying to
TikTok
dodge
clips.
them.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you would find it and you would almost be like, I wonder if musicians go through that with TikTok and stuff where it's all in your face now, where it used to be fun to probably go to a record store and like dig around the way it was to like tape HBO specials and then watch them and be like, oh, these are awesome.
Everything was slow and everything counted. Now it's just a billion pieces coming at you. But who's your tightest friend comedian?
Yeah.
Is it Shane or a bunch of these guys?
Shane and I'm real tight with Shane. Nate Bargatze and I have known each other.
How's he doing?
He's doing fantastic. He's selling out the moon.
He still have that. I think Nate's probably got those machines now where you count the money like in Scarface.
That's all you hear when you call him.
When you walk in, coming.
And he goes, "Hey man, sorry, I'm gonna need to get a different room because this one's filled with money." And you're like, "Oh,
it's
cool,
topless
mate."
girls counting money, but no cocaine. Just
they
money.
got the face mask on. He's just a germ guy.
Sick. The kid's selling out so many tickets. He's playing the state of Nebraska. Okay.
It always makes me think of this line from a Bill Hicks album where he goes, I can't sell out a comedy club and they're draining the ocean to build bleachers for Carrot Top.
Draining the ocean. That's so true.
It was such a good line that I always think about that with like Nate and my friend, like Schultz and Shane and all these guys doing arenas. And I'm like, I'm at a Funny Bone in Short Pump, Virginia. these guys are like, yeah, the King of England came and watched me do a set.
Uncle,
what's it like to hear that? You got a friend playing clubs, and then it happens really fast these days. Where first it's maybe a big theater. Whoa, dude, 3,000, and then it's sort of an arena, like a 15 or 20, or
what I like about it is I think stand-up comics specifically, it's always in the rock bios that they get like carried away with it and they're like, we owe this. This is what we're owed. Comics, I think in general are just like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Like Shane, I'm opening for Shane in he's doing arena shows in Cleveland and DC. And I did a couple with him a couple weeks ago. And he jokingly walked up to me and he goes, I just wanted to headline a Thursday at Helium in Philly.
No shit.
Like, got out of control.
That's how it starts. If you can fill up a week, yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's awesome, man. I'm very happy for all those guys that are doing just, I never thought stand-up would be as big as, hair metal.
Yeah. Do you think it's, I mean, I think those stadiums are the bigger gigs. If I'm in them, I'm not really filling them, but when I do them, it's with other people. It's a different sort of pace. It's a different sort of everything. And I sort of miss just my type of jokes are a little, and plus I'm kind of quiet and maybe I mumble. I don't know, but it's better for a little smaller area. Yeah. But when I go on tour, it's not that big, but I saw a picture on Shane's Instagram of, which is depressing, of it's like a slide of places filled, arenas, and I think I'm like watching a UFC fight and I see Dinky Shane in the middle. I go, oh, it's just stand up. But it feels like sometimes when I'm up there, I feel like my energy isn't enough to match how much is in the room, and it's very odd.
Well, that's why Nate is such an outlier there.
Yeah,
he plays it so intimate.
I mean,
So what's his secret? I mean, what is he doing that's so amazing? to
his
be that
jokes are
low-key?
he's just so good at
Quality
stand-up.
jokes. Yeah.
Mhm.
When we were coming up, I always called him the Basset Hound of comedy. He just
Sure he
seemed
loved
like
that.
a guy. Yeah. Oh, he was a big fan of that. He definitely.
He did have
Well,
a bit of a
what was
glow
the
up.
idea behind it?
Yeah, I miss old Fat Nate, dude. I want.
Yeah,
Puka
where's
Shell,
Fatty?
Shanted. Where's Fat Nate?
He
and
used to look like
Applebee's?
Jared from Subway.
Fat
He-
Nate should be a cartoon on Netflix.
I would 100% watch that.
Old Fat Nate.
Nate used to look like a guy that fixed like Ferris wheels, and now he looks like the CEO of a blood company. Where you're like, I don't even know what this.
Yeah.
You're wearing space pants. It was wild.
Yeah, he's something.
I see
Yeah,
clips. But there's less clips now, I think, which is smart because I think the market was flooded.
Yeah.
There's Theo clips, there's Nate clips, and there's almost
Shane clips.
Shane clips.
Shane clips are everywhere.
I see more
But it
Shane
is-
as Trump clips.
Yeah, his Trump is perfect.
Yeah.
His Trump is
It's a secret weapon.
Dana. When you rate other people's like
When you go up to your
presidents,
chart and you put the
okay.
rating.
when you do the rating, who has been your? Because Baldwin obviously was the classical pick by SNL, but I would argue that Shane does the perfect Trump.
Well, I would say I go by funniness more than accuracy.
Yeah.
For my personal taste, I think
Sure.
that James Austin Johnson is like jazz with it. He's got so many hooks and so much. It's almost an overrunning thing. Shane, first of all, he's a little doughy like Trump, so he kind of can be Trump.
He's
That's
hulking.
big. He's tall.
Clip that. That's going to get him to punch a wall.
And when you see, well, he's not Trump, but you know what I mean? What am I going to play Trump at 145 pounds? But he makes me laugh the most when he does it. So that's why I go by.
Well, he goes a little
uh,
more racy. He does more
Yeah.
stuff that's a little like or when it's on Kill Tony or something.
edgier. I think Tyler Fisher's has some hooks that are really, really great as well. Really some interesting hooks.
I think Shane's speed dating on Gillian Keeves, his sketch show, when he does Trump, Spade, you're right. He like nails the dirtiness of it that Trump kind of has. So it's kind of funny to
Or
be
kind
like,
of thinks and doesn't quite get there, but he's close.
Yeah.
He's close. He said a lot.
He is.
said a lot
Trump
at the
knows he's like a
podium.
comedian, and he
Yeah.
goes for laughs. Like, I saw him at a thing the other day. He's doing a press conference. He goes, "We're Republicans for gays." He's like, "You don't look gay."
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone
hilarious.
laughs. He's like, ha, 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 ha. Go ahead. What was the question? And everyone's like,
When
everyone's
they-
fine with it. Like, who says that? Obama never said that to anyone.
That would be funny. He goes, you don't look gay. Just Obama
right,
being
right.
like, you're not gay. You don't
That's
look
kind
gay.
of that's very Shane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do Trump woke. That's my only.
I like that.
If he was woke, how would it sound in his language? We're going to take care of trans women. We're going to take care of them. What's happening to them is quite frankly a disgrace. They ought to be able to compete with the girls. I don't care if they're 6'3" with flippers for hands and feet. You got to put them in the pool.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do with a voice is to completely take it out of context and
Yes.
make it applicable. That was, I screen tested twice for SNL, didn't get it.
We'd like to hear about
Yeah.
that. I don't
Tell us
want
that
you to go
shit.
through your voices.
You guys you wanted to hear about the failure.
Well, after
you
seeing your
should be
stuff
there,
today
yeah.
and seeing you on Billions, realizing you're an actor, you could play the game show guy, you could play the dad, you could do all that, and then you also have all these really cool takes and impressions. So what happened? You should
I
still
got
be
too
on
nervous.
that show.
I got too nervous. I got way too nervous when I auditioned. My agent told me to do characters and voices, even though I was doing
It's not all you do.
yeah. And I was like, well, why don't I do stand up and then I can do a couple like impressions at the end? And they were like, no, they want you to do all characters and impressions. And I was like, okay, great. And the first one went well, but then, you get the call to come to 30 Rock and go to 8H. And it's like, it as a fan, as like a lifelong SNL fan, it's very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
And it also it was for season 40. It was before season 40. And
Okay.
I wasn't planning on ever auditioning for SNL. I just loved it. I just loved it as a fan. And then I was writing a cartoon for Comedy Central with Brian Tucker, who at the time was the head writer. And he was like, you should audition, man. And I was like, I don't know. And then I did. And I got to do the screen test, and it got in my head. I just got like, I wish I could have redone that, because I think if I would have been more relaxed, I would have done a lot. I mean, I watch everyone's Dana. I've watched your audition tape over 100 times because of YouTube. You get to watch Phil Hartman's.
Oh wow!
You know, you can go find all of them.
Crazy
on
they
YouTube.
have those.
Yeah,
Never
and they're
even
just
heard of it when I
floating
was there.
around.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
And I think that did me, I used to open for Colin Quinn, and Colin would always go,
Folks.
he'd go, that's the problem with your generation. You guys know every damn thing that happened in comedy. You can't even be surprised with anything. So, and I was always like, I don't know if I believe that. And then now I'm like, oh, he was absolutely right. It was like the weight of knowing too much.
For sure. I wouldn't know of anyone's audition. You just hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've heard that story a few times from different people. I think Kyle Dunnigan told a story of just feeling remorse, but I got to do stand up in front of Lorne Michaels in a club
with a
crowd, packed club with a good audience, and got to do 40 minutes.
Shit, yeah.
Before I had to go do the kind of 8H, but it was actually in Burbank, and Jim Carrey was on that audition too.
Was he really?
Yeah, putting his foot behind his head, and I thought, well, they got to hire this guy.
Put his balls in his mouth. I mean, it was tough. It was a tough
that's before he auditioned.
I don't even know how. That was in the green room.
Oren's like, I don't know who the impression
exciting
is,
green
but
room.
it's funny. That was on the way in.
I've never seen balls in a mouth in person.
It's just funny. I doesn't need
something of like technical testicles in an orifice is always good. I mean,
well, 30
Eric
Rock.
Idle and I used to talk about it with Chevy and Danny and Billy and Paul and Marty.
Can I tell you guys a character I've been doing on the road? And this is so. A lot of comics are very rich right now, and they suck. They're not good at stand up. And so I've been doing this character that is an African shaman that I pay to tell people the truth. So he just goes up to him and he goes,
I love the premise.
I do not like your comedy. I do not think you are funny. I do not think you have punchlines. You are just saying bad words. You are not funny.
And then they go like, oh,
great.
They go, oh, fuck, man, that kind of hurts. And then it like catches on in comedy where like, people are buying. So you're at the cellar and there's like 4 shaman walking around being like,
I think that you do bad jokes. I do not like you.
And then they're like, oh. And then the punchline that I had with my opener was that it gets back to Lauren and he's like, Dana had a shaman in '89. And, it really split the cast. He was pretty mean to a couple of the feature players.
Yeah, for sure.
That is
Lauren is like, David, the shaman wants to see you.
Yeah, David, Adam got a shaman. He wants to talk to you.
With me, he'd go, why are you gay?
You do like the boys. But
he sounds like, why are you gay, guy?
Yeah, that's the whole. That's where I got that impression
That
from.
guy's funny. Welcome to the show.
Funny.
Why are you gay?
Why?
I think you go with that.
Auditioning?
Keep going with that, man. That is really funny. And get really specific with maybe the cliches of stand-up. Like he gets into another 7-Eleven joke we do not need.
Why are you counseling is not a thing. I fought in the Sudanese Civil War.
I do not worry about being canceled.
Sudanese.
I cut a bitch is not a punchline.
You can the audience answering for you is not a punchline.
It just shock value.
Why do you make them do the work?
It is.
And then he's like, he gets really out of date. Jerry Lewis is who you should be doing.
He's like, hey, I had a shaman come up to me and tell me about Dr. Bubat's thing.
That's great.
But so the SNL thing, it literally was like before Dave, the director's name was Dave
Wilson. Davey Wilson.
He was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he
was great.
He goes, hey man, I had like, my cowboy hat and like other things that I was going to put
wagon
on
full of shit.
Just like
where do I put my wagon?
Excuse me, I have my little streamers and poppers. But he was like, hey man, just have fun or whatever. And then I remember this is the moment I remember where I tightened up. Is I stepped onto 8H and I went like, man, fucking Farley, Phil Hartman, Belushi, Murray, Carvey,
Too
Meyer.
much,
Like,
too much.
it just was like, just the weight was just like pressing me down. And then I just don't feel like I did. Like the first year, I think I had like better voices and stuff. The second year is the one I broke Lauren in the room. And that was, even though I didn't get it, I was like, I like that. Because I
What
did.
did you do? What made Lauren break?
I did Winnie the Pooh Addicted to Honey, where he was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever woken up at a truck stop in just a red t-shirt, being a man named Jimbo's lot lizard for a couple pots of honey. And I just heard him go "Bah," like that.
Lot
and I was
lizard.
like, yeah.
I
think
love it.
lot
That's a
lizard
good Winnie
got
the
him.
Pooh. I've never heard anybody do Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And
I know. A lot of people do Eeyore.
Adam Egan sounds like Eeyore.
yeah, he's like, well, I gotta book another.
Yeah. I don't know. You can come in if you want.
Joe's mad at me. He took my tail again.
Tim Dillon missed his flight. I gotta go tell him.
Tim Dillon.
Shane's got another friend I have to watch.
How many comps do they get? Is there a number? Shit, but when you go in there, how many people? Because first of all, someone goes in there before you audition and with a hose and sucks all the fun out of the room. It's like the most grossest time to walk. You go, oh.
It's funny because all the stand-ups were pacing. Me, Andrew Santino, and Pete Davidson.
You guys are all doing it? Oh my God.
We were all pacing, and all the improv actors were just comfortably in the green room, like going over their lines, and then you're just hearing people kill.
Oh,
you're
that's
like
gross.
hearing people
the worst.
just murder. And then you're like, and then when you're up there, you're like, I don't think mine got that big of a laugh. But then it was, I knew a couple of the bits. And what's funny is I wrote Michael Che. That was the year Michael Che was coming back from Daily Show to go do Weekend Update. That was like his first year on Weekend Update.
Mm-hmm.
And we're buddies. And he was like, why don't I come over and go through your audition, just to like give you notes or whatever and help. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So I was like confident in a couple of the characters. I just don't think I performed confidently, or I just don't think I relaxed. I think if I would have relaxed, I would have done a lot better.
You know what? Che helps because if you're on the inside, like when I was writing sketches starting out, of course, you don't even know how to write a sketch. You just got the audition, and I was like a pretty good middle. So I'm not even a headliner. I mean, and then they go, here's a pad, right? And then if you have someone on the inside, just walk you through, because after a while, I think what I write is funny. And after a few weeks, you can see something stand out at read through. You go, oh, this wouldn't work. You can just read it ahead of time and go, this room is not going to buy it. And you don't know that when you're auditioning. And so if someone can go, I can't explain why. I just know this is the kind of thing that's going to set off a red flag. And that does help.
Yeah, because he was really, I had like a couple different characters, and one character, he's like, you should do that one. Was I did the honest 1950s Alabama football recruiter, where he went, I was like, I had like one of those straw hats. My friend, you are one of the fastest men I've ever seen on the ground, and you are going to need those legs off campus. They are not happy about us recruiting a black man. And it was just like, and Jay thought it was hilarious. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. Because there were a couple where I was like, I don't know. I did Sam Elliott used to do these Coors commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in 2014. So this is like pretty much before the trans thing became mainstream. But he would do these Coors beer commercials. And I grew up in, my mom raised me in Aurora, Colorado. And in Colorado, there was a place called Trinidad, Colorado, where they used to perform the sex change operations. Like everyone in Colorado knew it was like, oh, you go to Trinidad to have a sex change.
Was it bigger there than the rest of the country? So it was you're more aware
and
of it?
But I tried to explain it in the setup of like everyone who grew up in Colorado knew if you were going to Trinidad, it was for a sex change operation.
Like Turkey for a hair transplant.
Exactly. Or like Brazil for a butt lift. Yeah. It was just like, they knew it. And then I did Sam Elliott doing a commercial for Trinidad, Colorado, where it was like, if you were born with the wrong parts, well, there's a place in Colorado that can take your Audi and turn it into an innie. I'm talking about Trinidad, Colorado, lopping off. And I think it might have been too.
But what? Maybe it was the 8-minute setup.
Maybe you didn't need to read a whole epilogue.
You've got a chart.
Fucking...
Yeah. Here's a map of the U.S.
You can see in 1988, it's spiked.
Yeah. Sam Elliott talks about where to go to get a sex change operation.
There it is. You know what? I probably should have I would have loved to have gotten notes from you guys before I did it.
Well, one thing I could tell you is that then later on, there's people in a room. And there's a lot of great things being said about a lot of people, and probably for sure you.
Yeah.
And it's going, the cards are going in and out.
All you need is one person doesn't like you and you can kill you. Like, you know what I mean? It's so crazy.
And also, he likes to cast, like, if you didn't get it, who was close to you? Or did they already have a you?
Like, we have a Phil Hartman. That's when they had, like, maybe Michael McKean came. And they're thinking of more than what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? They're just not just funny. They're going, we don't have a Jan Hooks, who would be someone that's versatile, female, cute, that kind of stuff.
The thing I was told was it was the year after Sudeikis left, and they were like, we need a kind of an older white dude who can play a dad, who can play a teacher.
Good looking,
be kind of hulking if he needed to be.
And so I think that's why I got far, because, it was nice. Like, Spade, what you said about having someone that's like kind of on the inside that can tell you, because Brian Tucker, I was his guy, and he's the head writer. I think I was like privy to the process more than anyone else that was going through it, because Brian was like, they like you. You're in like the top 5. I don't know if you're going to meet Lorne. You might get a call. Be prepared for a call at any moment. And then I didn't get that call. And then he kind of, Tucker was there to be like, I think they're going to go with Pete Davidson. And Pete was my opener. Like, Pete was like opening for me. He had been featuring me for me on the road. I've known Pete since he was like 15. And so it was funny listening to him be like, I don't even know if I want it. Like, I would talk to him on the phone. And he'd be like, I don't think I'm going to get it. Do you think I'm going to get it? And then he got it. And he was like, I don't know. I think I'm going to do it. And you're like,
he's like, great. Yeah. So if you said there was it 3 auditioning, just 3 dudes, and then 1 got it?
No, it was like 16, 17 of us.
Oh, how many got it? Who else, Pete?
1. It was just Pete.
Oh, wow.
So that's such a different choice that you can't
no
take
women.
That personal.
And Michael, no women. And Michael Che had the funniest, because we're still good buddies. And like, it fucked me up because, I took it as I wasn't funny. I know everything you're saying now makes sense, that they're casting what they're looking for. But when you go and you do it, you just go like, if I would have been funnier, I would have got it. Like, that's what I kept thinking. And then Che goes, no, man, Pete's cool. You're like an older white dude. He's like, Pete's like 19. His dad died in 9/11. And I was like, yeah, that's a way better story.
Yeah, you blew it.
I blew it. My dad died next to a lake outside of Ukiah.
That's not very hooky. Well, that is tough. I agree that he does like someone, he's got Marcelo now. So it's like young, cool, good looking dude. And there's just, he wants one of everything, I think.
And here's the thing about Lorne. He's right. Like, look, Pete blew up and Marcelo's like incredible. Right. So it's like, he knows what he wants. It's his show. It's also why it's been around.
Right. Then you get girls watching, and he's got to cover all the bases. But to say you lost is like going to the Olympics and going, they liked me, but I got 11th.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Where they were like, oh, but you auditioned. It's like, cool. I'm not going to wear my Team USA jacket when I didn't.
Got close. Yeah, you got to the Olympics. That's what you did. You got to the end, and you just. That's the hard part, is that you can't help. Yeah. Mostly comics are insecure anyway. So going into that room. From me to you to Dana, you're just going, why would I be here? This is not even what I even thought about. Like, and do I deserve it? Am I good enough? And if I'm not, that makes more sense in a weird way.
It really, I think it made me focus on stand-up, which I appreciate a lot. And it was a thing where, I'm a alcoholic. Like, I've been sober for 12 years.
Yeah, let's look at a clip.
And
You passed out in your Winnie the Pooh shirt.
it's just me crying on a subway.
I know.
Notes from Shane. Bring up alcoholism.
Yeah. Shane's so mad because I quit drinking before I met Shane, and Shane is like, I just want to get you out there one more night. And you're like, brother,
just do a few reps.
So how does that relate to that night?
I just feel like if I would have got SNL, it would have been a situation that I probably would have drank in. That I think I would have gone. It's such a high pressure.
Yeah,
it's fun, high pressure. Yeah. It's cool. It's like everything that I would have been like. Well, let me just have a drink. Whatever.
You would deserve it.
Yeah, I would go like, I'm hanging out with Bono from U2. Why don't I have a beer?
And you're at the after party, and everyone's like, "Don't be a pussy."
Yeah, and then they're like, "You took the Edge's hat, and now U2 hates."
Remember when you wore the Edge's hat, and he was so fucking mad? You're like, "I did."
Marcelo has hired me to tell you you can no longer drink at the after party. You are a problem.
That character can go anywhere. It is interesting though. I would almost want to be there and just see, because if you're watching open micers and stuff, for yourself if the room is dead or if you're following someone really blue and you got to deal with that energy. But what was the energy the 3-4 before you? Because I'm sure on a given night, because I've seen your stuff, you're out there and you're going, right now, the vibe is I'm the best guy doing stand-up on planet Earth right now. I mean, there is that vibe can happen to any really great stand-up. And so I'd have to go back and see what it was in that moment. And it's probably nothing to do with you,
I snuck in like 2 before me just to see what the energy was like. And when you walk in, through the back, like the main entrance of 8H, and I like peek around, and it was like, I forget who it was, just like throwing confetti and being like,
"Oh my God,
a little fucking piggy." And I was like,
Rip Taylor.
Yeah, it's like Rip Taylor.
That's
like
someone going on and auditioning. You're saying?
I'm saying at 8H, like I saw like a
props and stuff.
Props,
and we were just like, oh fuck.
Wrong.
And then I also, I mean, I really should have just fought to do stand up and impressions at the end, because I think I would have just gone out and been like, they would have gotten a better idea.
Gotten to know you. Yeah. And also, if someone had just not told you we're going to audition, and you were just walking down the street, can you go up there?
Yeah.
In 2 minutes, that probably with no prep.
That's exactly.
You could do a set 3 days later. I've done sets like that where I bomb, and 3 days later I'm at some club doing great, and I'm like, what's the difference? Why is this working?
You're people in a room. Now you're people in a room.
Yeah.
Why was that so
How
painful?
many were there? I never know how many come to watch.
I don't in the back, I could only see, they like stay out of the light.
Gross.
Like, I know, they just vampire you. But
it's like all that jazz. They're like, next. They're like, should I start?
Hello?
Yeah. It's like Roy Schneider.
I think that's what happened to Kyle Dunnigan. He walked out, and the guy goes, "Whatever you do, don't do it until they say 3, 2, 1." And then he went out, and Lauren goes, "Are you going to go?" And he goes, "No, this guy said," and then he goes, 3, 2, 1. And he goes, and he's immediately off on the wrong foot.
Didn't someone go out there and then they had taken a break and didn't tell him, and then there was no one out there, and he had to restart. It's like going to the electric chair, and everyone's at lunch. You're not going to go to the electric chair in an hour.
Some guy fixing the bleachers goes like, "Hey, that's a pretty good Woody Harrelson."
I liked it.
Excuse me?
When they come back, they're going to like it. Oh, you're not here?
Like excuse me, sir? Like trying to get out of the light.
Pitch black cabaret style.
I know.
Yeah,
you're getting your lavalier mic on and talking to you.
Oh,
yeah,
It was one of those things where immediately when I left, I was like, I could do that. I could have done that so much better.
Sickening feeling.
I could have done that so much better. And it is like, and then the next year, I like kind of knew I didn't do any of the preliminary auditions. They just called me the week of screen tests, and they were like,
"That's at least nice." Yeah.
Well, that's very complimentary. I mean, obviously, they were on you were on their radar. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they were like, "You can you do a?" I think they wanted someone that could do a Jeb Bush. They wanted someone that could do.
I can do Jed Clampett.
Yeah, but it was a thing where I was like,
nothing there.
I was like,
Jeb Bush is tough.
Yeah, I was like, I could try. And they were like, and then just bring 3 new voices. And that's when I did Winnie the Pooh and I think a couple other ones. And they were like, okay. And then They were pretty quick back to me, like, nah, not this year. But it was nice.
Pete
was
got it
nice to
again.
see. Yeah, Pete goes, you can get it twice. You can get it twice in the back-to-back years.
He quit, and then they hired him back. 'Cause they go, we didn't see anybody good.
The funniest was, talking about how insecure comics are and how, something like that is, even though it is like a cool thing, it's still a loss. The season premiere of SNL 40, which, by the way, I think they did take one of my things in which you signed the contract, so I'm not like mad about it. But one of the things I did, one of the sketches I did was Jason Statham's edible arrangements, where I was like, if you're proud of your family, send them a bouquet, but not of flowers, but of fruit made of fists. How about you kick them with some cantaloupe with Jason Statham's edible arrangements? And then one of the sketches that they cut was Jason Statham's Jason Stakeham's. That was like that episode. And I was like,
oh, right after your audition. Oh.
Whoops.
That's a little too close to the bone there.
But that's also, in all fairness, and people love to leave this part out whenever they tell about sketches. You sign a contract going like, hey, I'm giving you these ideas. Like when you audition, there is a contract that's like, whatever they see, if they like it, it's going to be theirs. And I completely understood that. So I wasn't mad about that.
Well, it says in the contract, we will not hire you, but we do love these ideas.
But good joke.
Yeah.
But the first SNL 40 premiere, I was at the Stand here in New York at their old location. And I was doing the 8 to 10 in the midnight. And I was very excited to watch Che on Weekend Update because, I've known him since we were doing open mics together. And 8 and 10 o'clock show were great. Midnight show, I bombed so hard. I had like flop sweat. Like it was through both shirts I was wearing. And I went first on the show and just absolutely fucking bombed. And then I go upstairs to where the restaurant is at the Stand, and they have it. SNL's on all the screens. And it's Che on Weekend Update, which I'm excited about. I'm like, but I'm excited. So I watched Che do a couple jokes, and then he does the thing where he's like, and now I'd like to introduce our newest cast member, our young people correspondent, Pete Davidson. And Pete's got phenomenal stand-up jokes. And he comes out, and Pete fucking murdered on his first Weekend Update. And I'm sitting there watching it with hot sweat drying on my forehead.
Oh,
and Pete had a roommate at the time named Derek, who's a comic, black dude in New York. He's a comic. And Pete's killing. I'm watching, and Derek is walking up and down the Stand going, he's the next Eddie Murphy. He's the next Eddie Murphy. I'm just fucking standing there watching
it's
this.
Still escalating.
Yeah, I'm like,
enough.
Where's my dad going to come back from the dead and be like, I'm proud of him, not you. It was wild.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
He is the GOAT.
Ain't nobody funnier than this man. And you're just like, fuck.
Oh, it's an emotionally violent. I bombed horribly following Sam Kinison at midnight when at the Comedy Store, the original room with no MC in between, and just dead silent. I mean, just death.
What does Sam bring in? Sam goes, all right, this next young man.
I go, what's up? What's up? And then I saw a little painting lights up. I looked over, it had been lit up. And so, it took me a couple months to get over that. I thought SNL was out of there.
You remember every bomb. You remember every bomb so accurately that you're just like,
it can turn so fast.
You would have done better if they saw you. They saw me and Rob Schneider at the maybe Catch Rising Star, but we didn't do that well. But Dennis Miller was saying they're just going to look at the writing, so that you don't even have to do well, and they just want to see kind of what you're thinking, and if it's a little weird or a little something. And they didn't have one of me. They had Dana, but they were like, I was brought as a writer and Schneider, and they didn't have anyone who looked like Schneider, so he got on a little quicker. And then Sandler was unique, and Farley was very unique. So I'm just saying that when I walked off stage, I was kind of like, tough. There's probably 25 people in that crowd that night. Probably 10 SNL, 12 SNL, 12.
Oh, gee. So they were like about half of it.
Yeah, like comes in, like they come in, into a crowd that's not that full, and then you see like you hear, and it's like Jim Downey and and then all these people that are and some cast members. I think anyone's invited because I remember being there and Marcy Klein going, "They're doing auditions if you guys want to stop by," or like. How horrible to see us all come in and watch. And like,
I just said, dude, if I would have walked in there and just Kristen Wiig would have been staring at me,
I know, like, what's this fucking chump got?
Just not even blinking. just,
oh God, are you mad at me?
I was there for Louis. I watched Louis.
Oh, at Caroline's, right?
Yeah. Dana, your boy, Louis.
My head writer, Louis.
Yeah,
from the Dana Carvey show, my head writer. What?
Okay,
yeah,
the Dana Carvey show. Let me tell you right now, that affected me. Dana.
It did me too.
Yeah, but as a little boy that was your biggest fan when they took off the Dana Carvey show. That was a bad Monday for everyone in my class.
I know we had Murderers Row, boy.
You guys had
Colbert.
Fuck, you guys had the fucking best.
Yeah,
that documentary was phenomenal. It really was like, it's funny because I would tell people about the Dana Carvey show sketches, and they would treat me like I was crazy. Like people it was like a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like I was misremembering something where I would do the nauseous waiter was always one that I'd be like,
oh yeah, that was the killer. That was Colbert and Carell.
And when you guys would pay for stuff and drive away your bad pranks.
They still show those. They show those Dana on Instagram now.
Thought I was going to lose Steve. I mean, he was so committed and flipping out in that car, and the veins were popping out of his head. I said between texts, "We'll flip out," but I mean, it's okay.
Chill out, dude. Yeah,
but when it's just getting the lens on people. Like it was just Colbert and Carell, just two guys. Yeah. We nicknamed the two Steves. And then as they emerge and they go on, you go, oh, it was Steve Carell. And, so I would, if I was your manager or agent, I would still float you around for SNL.
I don't know. I think
just put it out
have
there.
To come find you at this point.
I think they could use your versatility and your impressions, your take on things. I don't know. It's just, I don't think there's any, Phil Hartman got on at 38 or 39.
I mean, that audition, you want to see the perfect audition. The guy, first off, just comes out, does the private eye, the perfect private eye voice.
Chick Hazard.
Yeah. I was dancing cheek to cheek with a bar, and it's like it's perfect. And then his impressions are in fucking German. He does his impressions in German as the best German impressionist.
A legend at the Groundlings already.
Yeah, I got it.
And didn't really even want to do the show.
It's funny. He talks. He does like an infomercial voice where he's like, "It's the stun gun, the incredible stun gun," and he does the 3 different rays, and he goes, "Look, there's Bonnie Bernstein," and he like hits him with one, and you hear people in the back laugh, like you hear him break everyone there. They go like, "It's good," because he's just doing the impression and then breaks to go like, Bonnie Brillstein, you're frozen.
He would always be called in for the voiceover. It's Happy Fun Ball.
Oh, it's the best. I mean,
Happy Fun Ball is a top 10 commercial.
When we did Church Chat, David and I, the past fall, they still use Phil's voice.
People applauded at
It's
that.
a little emotional.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Church Chat. Yeah. But that's, you have a wide skill set. I mean, you're in the Phil Hartman territory. As far as what I can tell.
You look like a carpenter. And they bring you up like that. This next guy looks like a carpenter.
This guy's can't fix stuff, but he can do voices.
Yeah.
So that's it.
He's gonna fix your funny bone. That's what you should say. Before we let you go, I gotta ask a quick question about you did say you're from Arizona. You went to Dirtbags to drink, maybe that bar. And you were in what did you do in Drunk Parents?
Oh, I had a scene with Alec Baldwin in a diner. I did this was pretty awesome. Number one, when I went in to audition, it was just like, a regular old audition. And then Dirty Work's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dirty Work.
It's like,
I love it.
It's
Bob
like,
Saget or no?
Didn't Fred co-write Dirty Work?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
that's why. So I walk in and Fred Wolf is sitting there and I go, oh shit, Fred Wolf. Like I walk in and that was my first reaction. I go, you're Fred Wolf. And he goes, you know him. He's like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Hey Dan.
Yeah, how you doing?
And I go,
Yeah, you
No,
go.
Norm. You know, Norm wrote a lot of that
That's
stuff.
really funny. You're really good. You're not
Yeah.
so good.
But he
Yeah.
goes, yeah. And I go, I was just quoting Dirty Work the other day, or Chevy Chase's line, where he goes, the worst part of these bookies is they break your legs and they still expect you to pay you the money. And he goes, yeah, that. And then I auditioned and it went like, all right, or whatever. And then I left. And then Fred came out and he was like, hey, there's another role. Could you read for it? If I gave you like 15, 20 minutes, could you like learn the sides and come in and do this other role? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I just did it and I came back in and it was the role that I ended up getting, which was Rusty, who's a guy who sells catalytic converters or is like trying to recruit Alec Baldwin to steal catalytic converters. And so that was like, we just filmed in this diner up in the Bronx for like a morning. But the thing I'll always remember is I went through a really tough breakup, like right then. Like a girl just absolutely crushed me. And then I had to go film with Alec Baldwin. And the night before I filmed, I was at the stand again and I saw Judah Friedlander. And I was like, hey, I'm going to see your buddy, Alec Baldwin. And Judah was like, tell him you're a stand-up comedian. He loves stand-up comedians. And I was like, awesome. So we're in the makeup trailer and he comes in and I introduce myself and I was like, hey, my name's Dan. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm playing Rusty or whatever. And Judah Friedlander, I saw him last night. He says hello. And he did the tell the world champion I say hello. And then he like sat down in his makeup chair. And throughout the, he's like, he like kind of directed his own scene where he was like, no, put the camera right there. No, put the camera right there. And then he like, and then like, I'm across a diner just like watching Alec Baldwin. I mean, 30 Rock is my favorite television show of all time.
Yeah.
I'm watching Jack Donaghy just fucking rip it in front of me.
Yeah.
And he is Jack Donaghy. Like, I know he isn't, but he is in my head.
Of course. Yeah.
Where he's like, Lemon, that's not how that goes. But he, so we're filming and then we break to move stuff around and to get my coverage. And he's talking to me and we're like eating this plate of fries. And I'm like, yeah, I went through a really bad breakup this weekend. And he just talked me through it. He was like, what happened? And I like tell him, and he's like, and he was like, I just remember I go, we were so hot and heavy before Christmas. And then she went away and it kind of changed. And Alec Baldwin dips a fry and he goes, someone got in her ear. And then he eats the fry.
Yeah, that sounds like Alec.
And then we're like talking, and then at this one point he goes, I went through a tough breakup in 2000, and I went, yeah, Kim Basinger. And
yeah,
Kim
Kim Basinger.
Yeah, he went, yeah, it was a tough breakup. And then he was just giving me this like, it was really sweet. He was just giving me this like advice. And it was awesome.
He loves to talk about stuff, everything, anything. He would love. He
likes to be funny, and
he's very curious. He'd be like, "What happened?"
But it just broke me when he dipped the fry and he went, "Someone got here." And you're like,
"It's funny, dude."
Yeah, dude.
I want I want you to do a couple impressions for us. But first of all, Front Desk Energy, that is your podcast. Did I get that right?
Oh,
or
no,
that's
it's
just
called
a
Soder.
byline?
It's just called Soder.
It's just called Soder and the
Soder
episode.
Pod.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just my last name. I'm
Soder
not creative.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Front Desk Energy was the name of the episode with Shane.
Yeah. Shane it was actually the day after. What's funny about that was the day after Shane hosted SNL the first time. And I've, you talk about like you on the Dana Carvey show, obviously helping Carell and Colbert and all those and Louis and stuff.
Bill Cott.
Yeah. Shane used to be my opener. I saw Shane in Pennsylvania and I was like in Philly and I was like, you should come on the road with me. And then me and a couple other friends got him to move up to New York. And so that's why it's awesome now that I'm going to go open for him at an arena. Yeah. And you're like, well, it looks like this investment paid off. You're like,
well, let's try to get a tour together where you do headline. It's called Secret Headliner, and Pete Davidson and Shane open.
And you know who also? Tim Dillon used to feature for me, and Nick Mullen. Yeah, Nick Mullen.
My God.
By the way, I remember a show where Tim Dillon buried me so bad that halfway through my set, I was like, in my head, you have that comic thought where you go, should I ask them if they want me to bring Tim back out? Because it was like,
oh, he's too good.
Yeah, it was at the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington on like a show, and Tim just murdered for like 25 minutes, and then I went out there and I was like, well, I mean, what am I gonna fucking
No.
do?
That's hard to
Like,
do. That's a
what
pain
the
in the
fuck
ass.
am I gonna do? But Shane was like that. Shane would kill, and you'd just be like, fuck.
I know. Don't get a go opener that's that good.
God, just
Yeah.
get kind of a nice, sweet opener. It
Yeah.
doesn't
So
do
funny.
anything like
I
you.
agree
Kind of
with-
mellow. I mean,
But this was like, I was still in that like, you need to be the best you can be. You
Yeah.
both were absolutely right. Get a guy that's good, but not gonna fucking make you go crazy.
yeah. Or a woman, somebody just different. So you self-produced, right? You did a Comedy Central special, and then a Netflix. You did 30-minute the stand-ups, and then which I think is cool. People are doing it, and Shane did it on YouTube, right? That's called On the Road. Did I get
that was
right?
recent. So I did a
Yeah.
HBO. I did an HBO hour in 2019, which was like, I think I feel lucky. I think I was one of the last people to do a real HBO special.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like an actual on HBO. It like debuted full hour. It was the best experience of my life, especially talking about your guys' HBO specials. Dana, I got to perform at Palace of the Fine Arts last month. I headlined, and I kept thinking about it. Yeah,
1,000 seats.
Yeah, as a Niner fan, because my dad's from the Bay, I just kept wanting to go fucking 49ers. You say that and they go crazy.
Oh God, yes.
But I did the HBO special, and then HBO, I think kind of fell off. And Netflix, I have a good relationship with, but I was just on the road so much. My agent was like, "You should just record your hour right now," because I didn't have any plans to. And I think that's what the difference of the business is now. Now you can just take a guy that can give you a 4-camera shoot. You can do it on the fly and just put it on YouTube. And it got, I think we're at like close to 3 million.
Yeah, 3 million.
It's like, it was just like a thing where it was like, this is exactly what I needed at this time of my career. I was jokingly calling it like a mixtape, like just putting out a mixtape and being like,
it is
here's
like
what
that.
here's what I'm doing on the road right now. Come and see me on the road. And it really helped. I'm about to kick off a theater tour, the Golden Retriever of Comedy tour. It's my first theater tour, and I'm like excited. And I think the YouTube special really helped that.
So you've made the leap to theaters.
Yeah, I'm making the leap in the fall. I'm still doing clubs through the summer, but then I've done a couple theaters, in certain cities like in San Francisco and San Diego at the Balboa, and it was like, I think it's a slow roll. I'm not, I'm friends with Nate and Shane and Tim, and I see these guys go from being like, I did a Funny Bone, then I'm doing Taj Mahal. And it's like I'm like very slow and steady, very slow.
Well, it's adding up now. All the specials and all the podcasts.
It catches up.
You're on a lot of podcasts.
They give you a good review, and then you go back to the city. It's the same thing. Just building.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the slow route is very slow.
Yeah, this will kick
well,
it in.
you're still you're brand new. Trust me, you got a long way to go. Louis. A lot of people. Sebastian. It was around early 40s when they really took off.
Yeah, that's I say this. I said this to my manager, and they're like, "Oh Jesus!" But it is the truth. White dudes hit their superpowers in stand up in their 40s because stuff starts hurting, and you stop caring less about being cool. And I think there's this kind of thing of like, you're comfortable. Like I feel more comfortable doing stand-up than I've ever felt.
Yeah, you want to have that next level of confidence. Like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
You ain't ever wait till they get a load of you.
Wait till they get a load of
Wait till they get a load of Dan.
Yeah.
Just real quickly, because we've never had anyone do these on this show. Just a quick Chappelle and a quick Cat Williams.
Cat Williams is reactionary. I don't even think it's that good, but
because you just go high with it.
It's just I can't even.
But I love Cat Williams so much, and hearing you do it makes me happy.
The funniest shit that he said on Shannon Sharp that no one talks about is when he goes,
Chris Tucker used to hang out with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson used to call him Christmas.
And he goes,
would you ever let another man call you Christmas?
and Shannon Sharp goes, no, I wouldn't. No, I do not believe I would.
Skip bailiff.
I ain't gonna say that, but my Chappelle Chappelle's my favorite comedian of all time. Like I've like probably paid to see him live before I started doing stand up. I would like a deadhead. I would follow him around. And then COVID hit. This is the reason. This is what I would talk about on stage. But when COVID hit, they shut down all the comedy clubs in New York. We couldn't go inside. That was like the big thing. And then the Stand was like, we're doing inside comedy. We're going to do some inside shows. And every comic in New York was like fighting to be like, please let me go inside. I want to do a regular set.
Yeah.
And the day of the show, I get a text from Patrick the Booker, and he goes, hey, the next 3 nights are canceled. Chappelle is just going to do shows. And so then I walk into the Stand one night, bitter, sure,
bitter,
angry. I want to go inside. And then I'm watching Dave, my favorite comic of all time, just do a 5-hour set where he was just staring at his cigarette. And so I started making fun of it. Like he's just talking about like white people sports. You know, he's like, a lot of people don't know this, but Mark Messier was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers and he played with Wayne Gretzky, but no one gave Mark Messier the credit for it. He's like,
oh man.
Or I would also do
I
like,
love it.
a lot of people don't know this, but the black man made up a lot of lawn games for white people. Croquet was invented by a black man named Jamal Croquet, and he never got to play his game. That's always the fun.
A lot of people don't know this. Is a very
a lot of people don't know he never got to play his game, and you just stare at your cigarette.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, he does. He'll take 12 minutes to light the cigarette. Everyone's just going, "What's going on?"
And then he lights it, and he goes, I don't know if you guys ever saw the show Punky Brewster, but she lived with a man that was 3 times her age. That man was a pedophile. I can't believe it. I said, Punky, that man is a pedophile.
God, that's great.
Oh my God, that is one of the best impressions I've heard in a long time. I mean, when he did the Comedy Store, he kind of did a quick end run. I was the first time I felt the confidence went to this whole other level, and it was like 15 minutes of not any, and the audience was almost afraid of him.
Yeah.
It was such a level of calm and confident. And then those kind of rhythms, it's just,
he's just so, I got to watch him at the Cellar, before he did Radio City. In fact, it was me, Schultz, Joe List, and Mark Norman all sat at a table and watched Chappelle do like 2 hours. And his improv is just funnier than anything I could ever write. There was a guy in the front row, and Chappelle was smoking, and he goes, where you coming in from, man? And the guy went, where do they cane people? Is that Singapore? Yeah, it's Singapore. He goes, I'm coming in from Singapore. He goes, oh, that's crazy. When you landed, did you take all the gum and go, I'm going to eat all the gum right now? And he like did this like chewing motion that I think it just made me laugh so hard. He's just so quick and funny. He's just the best. Yeah. So
who's the second best?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go, and who would round out your top 5? Well, it's funny because I mean, Spade, your let's go to the clip thing is like one of my favorite.
I just did it to you.
I know. That's why that wasn't a fake. That was, you really got me. My fiance and I, that's one of our favorite bits is just to break the tension and go, let's go to the clip. It's just so,
that is one of his.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Spade, you got, for me, you made me laugh the hardest on SNL 50 when they were doing the Mulaney thing, and then they go, and Pete goes, and then Mulaney goes, "Where's Spade?" And it's just doing the thing, and you go, "Yeah, I got the beat." That made me laugh. That is like,
I know all the writers said the same thing because I talked to the producer about David's little moment.
Yeah,
and everybody who's kind of in comedy, it said so much.
Yeah,
because the Broadway show thing was so energetic. And what was the exact thing you said though?
I got a feel for it.
And that's the name of your special. So
I just named my special that because it was the day I got home, and I go, "Hey, that's funny. I'll just call it that."
I got a feel for it.
Yeah. It was just perfectly Spade. The way you were talking to someone else, and you went, "Yeah, I got a feel for it." It made me laugh
because it was like a 12-minute Broadway show. It was like, this is more about the singing anyway.
I'm glad this podcast didn't turn into me complimenting you two, because it almost is what it became, because I'm such a massive fan. Like, Dana, I don't think you understand you saying I do a good Chappelle. that's like that's going to fuel me for years to come.
It's unreal. I'll add to that. That's unreal.
Well, because it's not just the rhythm; it's also some texture in the tone of the voice, and then it's the phrasing. So the three things are sort of perfect. So it's like, don't anyone else try to do Chappelle. If anyone wants to try, just that's been kind of checked off.
But your Biden was something that I thought. I mean.
I'm not kidding around here.
I was so mad. I was so mad they put you in late for that. I was so mad that I felt like the last, 2020 to 2025 should have been you as Biden. I don't know if you wanted to do that, but like when I saw you do it, I was like mad that it hadn't happened before.
They'd asked me before, but I felt like I'd done it on Colbert just real quickly. And I felt like the audience in New York wasn't ready for it. Because of thinking it would make Trump happy. So, but when he whispered and yelled is when it became a three-dimensional. I wrote the bill because I want to write bills. I can write bills faster than he's ever better. Bed Bath and Beyond. Then I knew I had an energetic impression, but I was happy to land it when I did.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. And two fan questions that I'm going to kill myself because I don't know if I'll ever see you guys again. I have to ask.
You can take the hit.
David, hey, that was my first question. Did your dad get mad about those jokes on Take the Hit?
My real dad, Pee Wee?
Yeah.
He had no say in it. I would tell him,
but
I said, if I have to get, he goes, he didn't love it. There was one I did about my stepdad.
15 inch cup and 15 inch cup.
Oh, yeah, 16.
Nate and I would laugh at that on the road for fucking hours. And I always wondered, because I've done jokes about my mom, and I've always wondered if your dad was like, hey, that's not how that
No,
went.
he, at that point, I was sort of helping him out. I'm like, listen, there's a few jokes, but you don't worry about it. He's by no means any dad of the year. So I said, I have to get something out of this. And then my stepdad shockingly didn't like one when I said about my mom when I was saying, I don't know what it was, but it was something sort of dirty. And I was like, you're right. Because you don't really think of that. You're just trying to think what's the funniest thing you can think of.
Yeah.
And someone steps in and says, I can't hear that anymore. And I was like, oh shit. I just thought you'd be so excited that you were in a joke.
I had an ex-girlfriend whose parents were from the Bronx, and I was at their house having dinner one night, and I was telling her your joke, the Brad Pitt joke. Where you're doing your grandma and you go, where's my little David? Who's that kid? I want to fuck that kid.
I'd fuck that dude. You know him? Why don't you drag him around the house? I'm like, Mom.
I can teach him a couple lessons.
I'll fucking get in there. Fucking gnawing his balls.
But I remember my ex-girlfriend's mom, I love that joke, obviously. Yeah. And she goes, that's not funny.
It's not.
She goes, you don't talk about someone's grandmother like that. And I go, it was about his grandmother.
It's my fictitious grandma and my lie of a joke. Everyone's like, I still see things that go, David Spade went to school with Brad Pitt. I go, I did. I go, oh, and that joke I did.
It's so funny. The fictitious lie of a joke that I told.
I mean, when I remember Brad Pitt when I saw him right after that, he goes, oh, where's grandma? I go, what do you mean? I go, oh, right. I just did that joke. Again, it's like I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Fuck! That makes me.
It's just a classic term.
Yeah, it's just such a fun.
Davy.
Who's that kid? I want to fuck that kid.
Oh, good change up. Yeah.
But and then Dana, the question that I've wanted to know since 1994, since it came
an
out,
hour ago.
Why did you guys take the Ross Perot stuff in Critics' Choice and put it during the credits? Because it was so funny. Because it was Ross Perot talking about movies, where he goes, if you pay $5.99 to see a retard on a bench, you're a retard. Get on a bench. And then you did Waterworld. This man drinks his own urine. Yummy, yummy. And it was all during the credits of your special.
For Critics' Choice? I forgot about that. I don't know why.
Did you do it in character? Did you have the makeup and stuff? Or
no, I was just doing them. Can I finish one time? Can I come in on the one? Can I come in on the one? You're not listening. Can I finish one time? Can I finish one time? Yeah, that was what a gift to have a guy like that walk onto the scene.
That was unbelievable.
No, I love that.
It was that, and character. I always quote your I feel a temper tantrum coming on. When you do the adopting an old man.
A 2-year-old is like a 100-year-old man with
Yeah, he
needs,
goes,
you know?
Where do you think you're going all dressed fancy?
Yeah.
I feel a temper tantrum coming on.
Now buy me a toy. That's not Megator. That's Mega T. You can tell because the index finger's crook slightly different.
Yeah,
Megator, Mega T. Now buy me a toy. Or I think I feel a tantrum coming on.
Yeah,
It's coming back.
Awesome.
And the one where you go, sit your ass down. We're watching Pooh Bear. And then you shuffle up and come back and you go, it's a good one too. Piglet gets lost.
Well, you're my new best friend because I know you people who appreciate the weirdest, driest throwaway lines are like in a frequency. You're like, oh, I love this, you know. So I get it. You don't really. You hope people notice the weird, dry throwaway lines, but when they do, it's very
That's
satisfying.
the best stuff.
Yeah.
I would probably say both of your guys is the thing that makes me love both of your guys' comedy so much is that it's the texture, it's like the layers, it's like, you know, I think like Spade, everything I've ever watched of yours, it's there's all this like duality of like top asshole and then this underlying belief, and I love that. I love watching like a guy that's a smart asshole and you're like in a fun way, in a way that like, man, sometimes, dude, I know you'll never remember this, David, but there was a comedy musical in New York City called Ha, and Kevin Farley was in it with like a bunch of stand-up comedians. And one of my friends was in it, and he got me and my roommate, who's a comic, to go see him. Big J Okerson was in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was like, hey, you guys should come see it. We're doing this thing with Kevin Farley and a couple other comics. And so we go to the matinee on the Upper West Side because it's in the afternoon. And me and my roommate sit down, and you and Dave Attell sit behind us. And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life because you were in like full Spade mode.
Oh no, was I commenting on it?
But so quietly, but to the point that me and Vecchione were fucking dying. And then you were doing it, and it encouraged Attell to do it. So it like ramped up, because there was a part where you're like, they're like breaking down stand-up comedy, and they go, and now here comes the tough female chick, and you just hear Spade go, and it made me laugh. And then Kevin Farley was doing a thing where he goes, and then a heroin-addicted Jew named Lenny Bruce shows up, and Attell goes, easy. And it was like, dude, we walked out and I was like, that was like one of the best afternoons of my life.
God,
I got to watch.
I do remember that now, because that was, I think, his wife was directing that player.
Yeah. That was his wife Michelle was directing that, and so it was so funny.
I love that you saw that thing. Good job. We should have hung out then.
Yeah, well, dude, hearing you and Attell talk about it.
All right, go out and see Dan Soder
on the road
playing theaters. I think we'll have you back when you make the leap. When you make the leap to your first arena, just come back.
It's so funny. I'm just going to be outside your guys' house going, guys, it didn't happen. But I can still do it. Guys, remember Chappelle? What if Dave Chappelle came inside your house?
Do it.
I'm playing a shed. I'm playing a shed at Boston U. They got a shed.
They got a good shed. They're serving soda out the back of it. So just let me in. Can you please let me in? It's so cold out here, guys.
All right, Dan, we'll talk soon, buddy.
Thank
Pleasure
you for
hanging out with you, and hope we see you around.
See you guys. Thanks so much.
See you, bud. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.